He has your best interest in mind. He's going to treat you like a friend and not like a number like the other mortgage companies. See, chances are very high that you're leaving money on the table, so get the money off the table and back in your hands where it belongs. Get a free fast quote review at thatmortgageguyDon.com. Hit the compare button, and Don's going to review your quote today. That mortgage guy, Don, he's a mortgage broker, not a corner bank or retail lender, and that means he has direct access to wholesale lenders that consumers do not. If you want to see a difference, go to the website right now. Chock full of information for you, very easy to navigate through, and direct access to the man himself. Plain and simple. No spam, no hassle, just peace of mind. Check it out now. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Experience the hot new restaurant, Cavas Tacos and Tequila, featuring a 3-foot taco board, fresh guacamole, and more than 150 tequilas. The perfect spot to gather with friends and family for a holiday cocktail class, Christmas Eve dinner, or a New Year's Eve party. With indoor and outdoor bars, patios, private dining, Mexican folklorico dancers, and fire shows. Cavas Tacos and Tequila on iDrive. Find Cavas Tacos on Instagram or visit cavastacos.com. That's KAVAS tacos.com.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
A Fifth Third Better means we put in 166.7%.
What does that mean?
Well, at Fifth Third Bank, our name equals 166.7%. So that's how hard we work. That means free checking, no hidden fees, and helping to protect your identity.
Explain it in baseball terms?
It's a home run.
Basketball terms?
It's a slam dunk.
Football.
Touchdown.
Highlight?
Buzzball.
Cricket.
Golden duck.
Wow, guess that really is a Fifth Third Better.
That's what a Fifth Third Better means. This is banking a Fifth Third Better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association member FDIC.
This time of year, big box tool stores start to sell a whole bunch of not tools, from dancing Santas to plastic trees. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we'd rather sell you a 4-horsepower chainsaw fitted with a full chisel chain to cut down your own tree. And we have wood chippers come January, because you know, mulch. We're cutting prices on your favorite brands this holiday season. Save on Milwaukee, Ingersoll Rand, and Metaltech in-store or at northerntool.com.
Wonderful product. I've lost 111 pounds using that product. 111 pounds. You could not believe the difference. I went from a size 48 pant to a 33 pant, and I've maintained that now for over almost a year now. Yeah, absolutely. Andro 400 has helped me lose 111 pounds, and I've maintained my weight for almost a year now.
Thanks, James, for that inspiring testimony and 111 good reasons to choose Andro 400. The most effective and natural way to lose belly fat, increase libido, gain energy, strength, and muscle while safely boosting your testosterone levels. So guys, how many reasons do you need for trying Andro 400? Well, here are 2 more great reasons. Order now and get free shipping plus an additional $6 off when you use the code SAVE6. That's SAVE6. Call 888-400-0435, 888-400-0435, or go to andro400.com, andro400.com.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What's up?
I'm tired of feeling so bloated.
That used to be me. Then I got this.
Align bloating relief plus food digestion. A probiotic, right?
Yeah, it works naturally with your gut to help soothe occasional bloating and gas. Plus, it has vitamin B12 to aid digestion by helping convert food to cellular energy. 2 benefits, 1 capsule.
Align bloating relief plus food digestion from the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Learn more at alignprobiotics.com.
Get big savings and big rewards during Provember. Earn bonus points on brands like DeWalt to redeem for NFL tickets to regular season games and more. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Valid through 11/22, subject to change.
Documenting and contributing to the decline in American culture. This
And we're going to get to you and your dispatches in just a moment. Courtney just got back from a war zone that is known as the grocery store right before Thanksgiving. And she said, hey, I think if I go on Monday, if I go early, then maybe it won't be so bad. Oh, man, already nightmarish. I don't know if you guys have gone and prepared for Thanksgiving just yet, or...
I went yesterday, and it was already starting to be chaotic.
Was it really?
Yeah.
God, man, it just turns into a nightmare at the grocery store around Thanksgiving.
I would have thought it should be easier for Courtney right now, but if anybody's working this week, it's today and tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, but the grocery store will still be open on Wednesday, right?
Oh, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It should be right now during work hours, at least for Courtney, easier than coming back on, say, Wednesday, day before Thanksgiving, where if you are at work, you're not getting anything done.
Yeah.
And you should be able to kind of navigate all right today.
Right, I would have thought so, but she's saying it's already out of control. Does that mean that if you wait until the last minute for your Thanksgiving stuff, like let's say Wednesday, or even I don't even know if they're open on Thursday, but if you try to go in on Wednesday, is there stuff you're actually not getting because they're completely out of it? If there's this many people, I mean, obviously they know that there's going to be a rush. And they would be prepared, one would think, for like a big onslaught of people buying turkeys and potatoes and all of the different things. But she says it's already just jam-packed in all the grocery stores right now. So just heads up to all of you who are going out there. Maybe make the move before you thought you needed to. Have you gone, Sealand, and got anything, or are you still waiting?
No, I've been. I have stuff. I've been sort of collecting things little by little. Mm-hmm. So, I'll see that something's BOGO that I need to use for Thanksgiving, and I'll go, let me put that in the pantry, for later.
You are a strange grocery shopper anyhow.
Grocery shopping is the least efficient thing that I do. It bugs the hell out of me.
It gets like little groupings of things, and then the next day it goes and gets like some more things. And like most people will go one day a week and try to get everything they need for that week. But for you, sometimes you just come up with it in the moment. You're like, let's make this for dinner.
I wouldn't even say most people do that. I think there are groups. I think there are sects of grocery shoppers, and there are extremes. If you live by a grocery store, like say you live like downtown, and there's the grocery store is underneath your condo or apartment, or it's right across the street, you could go in and just get one thing. I have people that lived over there that were like, yeah, I'm out of mustard. I just walk over to Publix to get my mustard. It's not like a process like it would be for somebody who lives in a subdivision.
Right, yeah, because it's convenient for them. They just pop over, they get what they need for that moment, and they view it as a thing to do, and that's fine.
My wife gives me a little bit of guff for being the guy that shops for one meal at a time. Mm-hmm. And if I happen to add a second or, God forbid, a third meal, it's like, yay, look, you did something good this time.
Congratulations.
You shopped for more than one meal. Look at how adult you are. What a big boy.
How you do it, though, that's how almost everybody in Europe does it. You go and get the items you need so they're fresh for the thing that you're going to cook that night.
Like we're European.
And the thing about Thanksgiving is there's so much that is traditional Thanksgiving food that is not fresh. That your question of are they going to run out of everything is almost kind of like I wouldn't be super worried about it unless you are looking for something specific and something fresh. Like I mean, I don't think they're running out of pumpkin filling.
No,
or
probably.
green beans, maybe. I don't know. But
He's got to watch out for like the turkeys and the stuffing boxes.
Cranberry jelly.
Oh, yeah, all those.
But I found the other day at my Publix, I think it was last week, and I was getting 8 to 10 things, and the person in front of me is the polar opposite of going to the grocery store for one meal or one thing.
They go once a
She had
month?
3 carts.
My
She
God.
had 3 carts. She was splitting her payment between cards, and she said, "Put the first $600 on this card." And I was like,
Oh my God.
that was the moment that I realized that the 2 carts in front of her full cart were also hers. And as she left, and they gave her this big, long ticker tape receipt. That was just the longest receipt you've ever seen in the world. And as she gets past the automatic doors, they looked at me and said, "That woman eats everything in her house before she shops." She comes,
really?
She comes every 1.5 to 2 months, and every time she comes, she fills that much, and it just
Does that mean she's
on that for a while.
like a shut-in or something, and she doesn't want to go out, and then she does her one big trip?
Possible mild agoraphobia. I don't know. You would think after a while you'd start Instacarting, but maybe she's thrifty as well.
That's weird.
It was so weird, but I was like, damn, I'm the opposite of her.
Yeah, Courtney used to be so bad at this. I had to be like, we have to have a conversation here. She used to go once a week to get our groceries when we lived downtown. So we had a grocery store pretty close to us. And she would be spending each week, for the two of us, mind you, like $500 or $600 every single week. And I'm like, wait, this is enough for a football team.
Kind of impressed.
Yeah, what are we doing here? Now she's flipped it. She's like accurate with her grocery shopping. And plus we do HelloFresh, so it's makes it so we have to buy less things.
But even when I have a plan and I think I'm going to shop for a couple meals, or I'm going to get Thanksgiving stuff, I'm still ping-ponging from side to side of the store, just oh, I forgot something over here. Oh, I got to get something on the opposite end of the store. And that's what bugs me about me while I'm grocery shopping.
No, I like that.
I'm so incredibly inefficient when everything else I do, work-wise and other things, I almost try to pride myself on oh, you got this done in the least amount of time.
No, I like that inefficiency. I like that. Courtney does what you're talking about, where she's strategically puts a list together based on where the aisles are. And if she messes anything up, she's all upset about messing it up. I like to go around there like a ping pong ball. I like to be like, whoa, what's microwave burritos? Just some random stuff you're running into.
Cool. Can we get this, please?
I didn't know they had chicken nuggets in this shape. I like to just get all of the random things.
Sometimes if I don't, if I have not chosen a meal, if I haven't picked out what we're going to have, I'll just roam the frozen aisle and remake something. And that's how we ended up having Salisbury steak and mashed potatoes one night.
Oh, nice. I like that. All right, we're going to hear from you. Send us a dispatch. Join us on the show. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. We learned that Rosalind Carter, the former First Lady, Jimmy Carter's wife, has died at 96 years old. The cause of death was being 96 years old. And
as is common.
They said former First Lady Rosalind Carter, the closest advisor to Jimmy Carter during his one term as U.S. president and their 4 decades thereafter as global humanitarians, has died at the age of 96, according to the AP. They just announced that she was going into a hospice not that long ago. And also she was getting smaller and smaller, according to the photographs that I'd seen of her and her husband. Eventually they were just shrinking to nothing. And
who were those pictures taken with? Was that the Obamas?
I think it was the Biden family.
Who, by contrast, are enormous people.
Let me see if I can find this for the folks on the stream. They've been abused so much this morning. We might as well give them something.
They had a pretty good show going on there for a while.
Yeah, here it is. This is the photograph where they were just getting smaller and smaller, shrinking on down. It's they were hand puppet size at the time the Bidens visited them. And so now she has unfortunately passed away at 96 years old.
And he's still alive, right?
He's still alive.
Man,
yeah.
when I saw the headline that she had gone into hospice care, I was like, man, he went into hospice care in February.
Yeah.
And is still kicking, and she's going to go before him. Now, he won't be long behind. I don't think.
If history is any way to use anything as a barometer here, then he will die very soon. Because I mean, the story of Jimmy Carter and Rosalind Carter, his wife, is a pretty amazing one, no matter what your politics were.
Mm-hmm.
So Jimmy Carter was not the most popular president. Obviously, didn't win re-election. Only served one term. There were gas shortages and stuff during his tenure, and there was other stuff. But he is such a humble dude, and like a peanut farmer, and worked with Habitat for Humanity for like almost his whole life. He was married to his wife.
Still
Get
90
this.
years old. They kept handing him a hammer for the photo opportunity.
He's out there in his 90s.
Building
houses. Slow swinging that hammer, trying to knock the nail in. And they said the Carters were married for 77 years. All right? I want you to imagine that for a second.
No.
For 77 years. So they were 19 when they met each other, if the math pans out.
No, that's when they were married.
That's when they were married. They knew each other even before that.
Probably
Jimmy
their whole
Carter's
lives.
mom gave birth to her. Never
Wait,
know. Hold on. Hold on.
Hold on.
They're not brother and sister.
Hang on. This is the most famous incestuous relationship I've ever heard of.
No. Strike that. Let's go back. Let's backspace a couple.
All right.
Jimmy Carter's mother was the nurse in the delivery room and delivered Rosalind.
How weird is that? It's just amazing. 77
Man, the first
years
way I
together.
said it was really messed up.
I just imagine, after being together for 77 years, you probably sit together in the living room of your house, and it's dead-ass silent. You're like, we're done. We have said the things. I know all the things about you that there is to know.
I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm tired. I want to take a little nappy. It's 77 years they were together, and she passed away this weekend. A likable guy, I think. No matter your politics, Republican, Democrat, whatever. And certainly she didn't leave a lot to hate about her. Plus, she's so tiny; it's hard to muster up any hate for somebody that small.
See, I thought that old, not adage, but the kind of thing that happens when you say, she's gone and they've been together so long and they're so old that he'll be right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Literally thought that was going to happen with my grandparents, and it ended up being quite a few years in between the two of them. I was very surprised.
Sometimes it does happen fast, though. When somebody's been in a relationship for that long, it just kind of breaks them. I don't know. Call me a loser or whatever you'd like to call me. But I kind of believe in that broken heart syndrome thing where
loser.
If people are together
beat me to it.
77 years, it can crush you enough to bring you into the grave. But President Carter says of his wife in a sweet, sweet letter, Rosalind was my equal partner in everything I ever accomplished. She gave me wise guidance and encouragement when I needed it. As long as Rosalind was in the world, I always knew somebody loved and supported me. They said the two started dating in 1945 when he was in the United States Naval Academy. She began being attracted to Jimmy Carter after seeing a picture in his uniform. They shared their first kiss while riding in the backseat of a car belonging to the boyfriend of his sister, and within a year, they married at a Methodist church and were together for a very, very long time after that.
Strangely enough, that letter he wrote was dated March 2nd, 2011. That's it's weird
He
that
had it in the
it's
can.
been kind of waiting there for a while.
It was right there loaded in the barrel, ready to go. All right, let's see what we got here from you. You guys are chiming in, too, with your dispatches, of course. And before too long, we'll hang out with our friend Amy Caulfield. I believe she'll be joining us. Here's I'm a PC with the dispatch for us.
Sean, there's a hierarchy that you're going to run into the later you go your grocery shopping is the name brand you want, and then the other name brand that everybody wants, and then the off-brand is usually the order of what's left.
Off-brand's fine. It's good to go. Make your own stuff. Do that, too. C-Lane has a secret weapon for Thanksgiving, and that is his stuffing. C-Lane's stuffing that he's been making for the last, what did you make it, the last couple of years, or was last year the first year you did it?
I've done it the last couple of years. I did both of them, like a full pan of both of them, because we had a pretty big Thanksgiving last year. But
the one that is amazing, I haven't had the other one, I don't think.
You've had both.
The one that is amazing is we use the Red Lobster biscuits.
That one's coming back this year.
And it's just like, why hasn't everybody thought of this before this moment, that the greatest biscuits on planet Earth would make a fantastic stuffing? only to be surpassed. If you want to step it up, go to Olive Garden and get some of those breadsticks. Bam! Put them in there with the Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Interesting.
And take it to the next level.
The
even.
Darden special.
Oh, it might totally ruin it. We were working on stuff because Courtney's making a couple of dishes for our Thanksgiving get together that we do with her family, and she's looking through all of these different recipes, in particular for mashed potatoes, and all of them were so wildly different that I was like, "What's going on here?" The one that she found that had the highest reviews, they like rated them by 1 to 5 potatoes, and so it was the 5 potato mashed potato recipe was from Tyler Florence, who's a celebrity chef, I believe, and it's the most fatty thing you've ever heard of in your life. The guy cooks the potatoes in boiling, not whole milk. What's even beyond whole milk?
Heavy
Celine?
cream?
Heavy cream. He makes the potatoes in heavy cream and then just uses a slingshot to fire 756 butter sticks into the dish. And then at the end, you come out with glorious artery caving, beautiful mashed potatoes.
Sounds great.
Yeah, it's not good for your body, but it's good for everything else. Here's TX joining us on the show.
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's playing C-Lane's part here today.
That's impersonation of that's all you can hear with C-Lane. I'm pretty sure that's what it sounded like. But where the hell is Sabrina?
She's sick.
I've missed a couple of shows because I've been busy getting ready for the season. My job is coming up for the season, but
Santa.
I haven't heard her. Is she stuck out of the country? Like Brittany Griner right now? Did she take a vape cart or something? Like what's going on?
No, she didn't.
Anyway, Josh, good to hear from you.
Thank you.
Damn, this wind has probably just messed up this whole damn thing.
No, you're good. It sounded all right. She is sick, I believe. I don't know, maybe from traveling to Ireland or something. She was out for the count on Friday, and then she said she's not feeling well today. I don't know if she'll be back in tomorrow, but yeah, she just took a sick day. So, here we are. We got a short week this week, but we're still going to have to muscle through things and get the job done somehow. But we'll see how it all goes. I know we got Amy Kaufelt in a bit. We'll catch up with her. But I also wanted to talk about there was, what was I going to say? Oh, Shakira was in a story that we talked about not that long ago. And she finally wrapped up this huge tax case against her for not paying her taxes. And I figured out what happened. I was like, what's Shakira doing with her money? Is she embezzling funds? She refusing to pay taxes? They were saying that she filed her taxes in the Bahamas, but she had spent too much time in Spain for those years, so she needed to file them in Spain as well. And she finally just settled, and it was, I'm trying to see the payout, is over $8 million that she has to pay out to the Spaniards in this trial that could have led her to paying out over $20 million if she would have lost in the court case before the settlement. And she's been fighting this for quite some time, but finally this is all wrapped up for her now, which, God almighty, man, when you get into the middle of the tax stuff, it could get real rough for you real quick. And finally she was able to solve that and settle everything up and get it all done and taken care of. I also saw that Bill Burr was responding to people who were going after him for his wife flipping off former President Trump at the UFC fight. And, of course, he's going to fire back on that. And I think he's kind of right. Bill Burr said, those Trump guys, they're always going, you're snowflakes, F your feelings and all of that. He said, and then you make fun of Trump and they're like, oh, my God, it's so disrespectful. He said, you're saying F Joe Biden. It's like you can't have it both ways. He said the guy walked in the arena. He's talking about Trump. Everybody cheered. She gave him the finger. Nobody got arrested. That's why this country is great. He's right. It's the United States of America, folks. Everybody expressed themselves. Can we all be adults, he said. I mean, I don't know about you, but I came here to go to the fights. I didn't know I was going to the Republican National Convention. He fires back. And one more dispatch real quick before we hit the break and get Amy K set up. There's green apple splatters.
Patience? I have patience. I have some. Wait, hold on. Let me put on my ass cold shoes.
All right.
Sean?
Yes?
Since I have patience, does that mean you're going to pick me for Fritz on the street?
Bad news about that.
Please?
Real bad news about our schedule and how things are working
Just
this
say
week.
yes.
Yes, I picked
dude,
you.
say yes.
I picked green apple splatters for Fritz on the street this week.
Yeah.
All right, quick break. When we come back, Amy Kaufelt, our friend, is going to bring us through what's happening out there and what's happening in her world as well. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Oh, hi. You need something? Say it. Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Crash in Seminole County eastbound I-4 at State Road 436. That's blocking the left lane and the left and right shoulders. And still working a crash blocking the left lane, the Florida Turnpike northbound right around North Hancock Road. That's exit 278. Still some slow goes on I-4 westbound between Park Road and after Branch Forbes Road. See traffic troubles, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Pat Largo.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Shopping for new blinds? At Blindster, we offer over 50 different blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices, custom made for your windows, and shipping is free. Shop at home and order 10 free samples of any product before you buy. Blindster.com.
Folks, this is the perfect time of year to take account of everything going on in your house and make sure everything's working the way it should before the new year arrives. And your AC is obviously one of the most important parts of your house. You don't know how to fix it like me probably, so get the experts to do it. The experts, the fair ones, are over at Mills Air, and they have the best techs around. They can service any kind of air conditioning, and they came over to the studio here and worked on the AC to get it fixed because it was hot and sweaty in here for a little while. But Mo, the tech from Mills Air that came over, was the best of the best. He was able to explain it to me so I understood what was going on, and then he got it working perfectly again. It was a great experience, and I want you to have that experience as well. Mills Air techs can service any brand out there, so don't worry, but they're a Carrier factory authorized dealer, so they can get you access to big rebates on a new Carrier unit. If you're in need of a new AC, make sure you get those rebates. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Give them a call at 407-277-1159 or find them online at millsair.com.
It's No Pay November at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Get Black Friday savings all month on every new and used car. And pay no money down, no interest financing, and no payments for 6 months. How can you say no? Rush to Sutherland Nissan Orlando, OrlandoNissan.com, home of the lifetime warranty. See dealer for details.
Floridians, do you know how close you are to freshness? Fresh from Florida is local produce grown by farmers right here in our own state. It's always fresh, always in season, and always mouth-wateringly good. Look for the Sunny Fresh from Florida logo or ask for it by name where you shop.
Morgan & Morgan is not only America's largest injury law firm, we're also the only injury law firm in the world with lawyers licensed in all 50 states. With dedicated attorneys focused on personal injury, medical malpractice, insurance disputes, car crashes, employee rights, and many others, we have a 30-year track record of getting results for clients just like you. So wherever you are, whatever you need, our firm is ready to take your call. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Be sure to join us for Light Up Mount Dora on November 25th in Elizabeth Evans Park beginning at 4:30 p.m. with live music by Violectric, holiday entertainment, and hosted by Fox 35's John Brown. Enjoy over 2 million Christmas lights, holiday drones, a firework display, and more. Sponsored by Visit Lake, Van Genaway Chevrolet, and the City of Mount Dora. For more information, visit MountDoraHolidays.com, and we'll see you there on November 25th.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, we want to share special thank you messages this Veterans Day. And who better to hear them from than your friends and family?
Happy Veterans Day to my husband, Timothy Golden. We are so proud of you.
I'd like to shout out Brennan Barrett, who served as an infantryman in the U.S. Army.
Sending a happy Veterans Day shout out to my amazing husband, Shane Dixon.
And from all of us here, happy Veterans Day. Use hashtag Gratitude Mission to thank a veteran and honor their service. Your service inspires ours. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
When seasonal allergies and clogged sinuses make you miserable, you want fast relief. But recently there's confusion about which cold and allergy products work and which ones don't. In fact, oral phenylephrine, a drug found in many oral decongestants in the cold and allergy aisle, is currently being evaluated by the FDA because it may be ineffective. Luckily, there's a drug-free solution called Navage that for many provides on-the-spot relief. Navage is the natural way to relieve congestion by sucking out the allergens, germs, and mucus that can make you stuffy and miserable. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick and easy, but more than anything, it helps you breathe better. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril. Trust drug-free Navage so you can breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Documenting and contributing to the decline in American culture. This
Some of you might miss the first hour of the show.
Can I tell you that it gets worse for me?
Oh, please don't. Please don't do this to me.
It's not
What's
worse.
happening?
It's not worse for you. It's worse for me.
What's happening?
Now that everything is settled and everything's fixed, I went to move my headphones around, and when I removed them from the headphone jack, the adapter snapped off.
Oh!
So now in the headphone jack, there's half an adapter that won't leave, and I'm trying to get like needle nose pliers to pry it out of here. There's another adapter jack. There's another thing, but since the one's in use, the other one, so like I have my headphones are stretched to the other side of the room in one of the other headphones. Dude, today has been the most burn it down Monday. Thank God for Amy Kaufeld.
Let's fix it. Let's welcome Amy Kaufeld from Fox 35. There she is. Hey, Amy.
I love you guys. Oh, Celine, I'm sorry. I hope the baby at least slept last night.
That happened, yeah.
Yeah, you got that. How's everything going with you, Amy? What was your weekend like?
Good. Everything's good. I had a great weekend. I went to the Pink concert last night. You know, she was here at the Amway Center Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, yeah?
She is amazing.
Now-
Amazing. You guys, she was like a trapeze artist. She was like flying all over Amway Center.
That's what I was
It
going to
so
say.
cool.
She's still doing that thing where she like zooms over the crowd and like spins
Yes.
around and stuff.
Yeah. It was awesome.
I don't know how a human being does that and
know.
sings at the same time.
I know, she's super athletic. I mean, you could tell, you know, she's wearing like kind of just like a bodysuit, you know, pretty much the whole show. She's super athletic build. And then it was really cool. She brought her daughter Willow out to sing a few lines of one of her songs. So that was really sweet. It was just, it was a really good show. Packed house, both nights. I think it sold out Saturday and Sunday, but it was a lot of fun.
Were you dancing out there?
Yeah, I was dancing.
There she goes.
I was trying not to look stupid. You know how when you like know some of the words to songs, but not all of them, then you have to like, you know, like you sing some out loud and then some you're kind of quiet. You don't really
You mumble
right,
a
'cause you're
couple.
like, can't, right.
You're like, get this party started. You know. You don't know all the words, but you got to have fun. You got to enjoy yourself. That sounds like you had a good time out there.
It was fun. It was a good time for sure.
Well,
So it was good.
Walking into the newsroom this morning, what's the first thing that grabbed your attention?
Well, a couple big stories that we followed up on this morning, and one of them is just a sad story that made national news. I know you guys were probably following it too. There's a mom from Winter Springs. Her name is Shakira Rucker, who was last seen with her estranged husband a little over a week ago. And they couldn't find her. And then the family got a tip that the estranged husband, who was actually in jail on an unrelated crime. So this guy was already in jail in the Orange County Jail, unrelated crime to this estranged wife's disappearance. The family gets a tip that he apparently owns a storage locker, but they didn't know where the storage locker was. They weren't able to find it. Well, then this storage unit in Apopka gets a report of a foul smell coming from one of the units. Ooh. And so Orange County Sheriff's Office goes out. They open the locker, and sure enough, they found her. She had been shot to death, and they believe shot to death inside of the storage locker. So first thing that comes to my mind is, of course, at any of these storage places, right, they've got to have, you would think, a large number of, cameras, surveillance type cameras. Yeah. So anyway, so he's still in jail. Sheriff Mina, who's the Orange County Sheriff, said that he expects that they will have murder charges against this guy who, again, is already in jail, because apparently after this wife disappeared, he went to like an ex-girlfriend's house and shot that house up, and she had filed a police report against him. So anyway,
geez, this is a guy that needs to be off the streets for sure. My God.
And I think the idea I was getting from watching you guys last night was that I guess since he's already in jail, the police have a little more of like a buffer, like they have time to build the case and make the right charges to get them to stick, rather than needing to arrest this guy to get him off the street to make sure nobody else gets hurt. Like now that he's in jail, he's not going anywhere. They can go, well, let's find the charge that's going to stick the best to make sure that this guy gets what's coming to him.
Yeah, I think that's for sure, C-Lane. I think that, at this point, they're not in any rush. I don't think he was going to be getting out on the other charges anytime soon anyway, because one of them, I believe, was attempted murder. So anyway, and apparently a little digging into his background, there is a murder charge against him in the state of Virginia.
My God.
As well. I think a convicted murder, which that makes you wonder, if somebody's convicted of murder, you always wonder, well, how did they get out? But it happens all the time.
Good God. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that these, at least, behind bars, where they've sorted all of that stuff out. I'm surprised I didn't hear the gunshot at the storage facility.
Yeah. My thought there, Sean, is that if it happened, in the middle of the night, 1, 2 in the morning, probably nobody around. So I just think, I don't know that we know enough about the timing, but God bless her, she's been in there for a week, and it's always a bad sign when someone reports smelling a body. That's just awful.
And I've never smelled, thankfully, a dead body, but everybody who has talked about it says it's not something you're going to mix up with something else immediately. Like, as know what this is, get in there, because there is a body behind that door. And that's what they found on the other side, unfortunately. What else?
Well, that was Sean, remember, if you go back to the Casey Anthony case, I mean, that was a huge point of contention in that trial.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that it was an unmistakable smell, and it kind of this big controversy of, did they smell it or not smell it? I mean, remember that? It was, that went on for days, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, I thankfully, again, have not encountered that. I hope I don't ever, but the experts seem to agree that you know what you're smelling when that happens. What else is grabbing your attention out there?
Okay,
Amy?
so this is an interesting story. We were at the airport this morning. You guys know, right? Busiest travel week of the year. So it's going to be insane. Airports, roads, no matter how you're planning to get where you need to go for Thanksgiving this week. 2 million people expected to travel through Orlando International Airport this weekend. And there's a report out from agamble.com that says that Orlando is the second worst airport in the country when it comes to delays and cancellations. Number one, they said, is Chicago's Midway Airport. So they said Orlando reports most of the issues arising during Thanksgiving holiday, which starts this week. They had a delay or cancellation rate of 27% during this period.
Damn.
And then that number jumps up to 50% between December and New Year's Day, which seems outrageously high, doesn't it? I'm not sure what the reason would be, like why it would be so much higher.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've only been delayed, I think, once out of the airport, but
I've never had issues.
Yeah, I thought we were doing pretty well. Look, we're on the top of the damn list for the worst. It's not good.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much credibility this particular website has, agamble.com. I'd not heard of it until this story came out. So I'd have to do a little more research on the website itself. But yeah, they ranked the worst airports for holiday travel. They listed Chicago first, then Orlando, then Fort Lauderdale, then Houston, and then Dallas Love Field, which is interesting. Ooh. I'm noticing that the airports they're listing tend to be the ones where Southwest flies in and out of. And of course, you guys remember Southwest last year at Christmas had a complete and total meltdown.
Oh, Sean remembers that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I got caught up in that one a little bit.
Yeah, I did too.
I had to drive back from New Orleans in a rent car.
Right? I remember that.
That was a mess.
Did you end up driving, or what did you end up doing?
We drove from New Orleans, and I hate driving, especially driving that far. And I had to give up like around Tallahassee or somewhere. I was like, I can't do this anymore. And we got a hotel for the night and then drove the rest of the way back the next day. Never going to do it again. Probably should have just stayed in New Orleans for a couple more days while it sorted itself out. Well, we were talking earlier about Courtney just went to the grocery store to get ready for all the Thanksgiving stuff. And she says mayhem, just like absolute madhouse.
I have to go this week.
At the grocery store.
I'm dreading it.
You've not been yet?
No.
Oh, no.
I thought about going over the weekend, but then I probably thought like Courtney did. I was like, well, the weekend's going to be insane. So maybe I'm better off going like today. Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. But that
Courtney said it was awful today.
Yeah. Oh God. She said it was just people absolutely everywhere. And everybody filling up the aisles, filling up the carts, and just getting ready for Thanksgiving. What do you do for Thanksgiving, Amy?
So we're actually hosting at our house this year. So we've got 15 or 16 people coming from, my cousins are coming in from Ohio. So that'll be fun. I'm actually picking my uncle up at the airport tonight. So I'm super excited about it. So my mom does the turkey, and then I pretty much do all the side dishes.
Oh my God. The nightmare for 15 people. Holy cow.
I know, it's insane.
You know, this should be the world should work like this. If there's 15 people, all the 15 people should each bring one of the dishes, and then you could as the host, you should be able to sit back and do the least, I think.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work like that.
But they're coming in from out of town. That's what makes it so hard. What the other challenge, as you guys know, is, we have one oven. Mm-hmm. So, how much can you get done in one oven? And then you have to like time everything and the turkey and can you put the potatoes in? And it's just such a hassle.
I'd be so helpless with this.
Sometimes when people sign up to provide stuff for the meal, Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever, and they are out of town, you go, why did you pick that thing? Like one time we were having Christmas dinner and my mom goes, your aunt is driving down with the turkey. I go, from Gainesville? She's going to cook the turkey in Gainesville? And then she's going to drive down to Orlando and reheat the turkey? Do you want dry turkey? That's how you get dry turkey.
Yeah, it's bad strategy, I think. Anything else grabbing your attention out there?
I'm just looking at the video now of the Starship launch. Did you guys watch that in Texas over the weekend?
I saw it afterwards. That thing is big. The Starship
huge.
is the big ass ship.
Yeah, huge. 400 feet tall, 33 engines. They always do these tests, and then they try to, say, well, it wasn't a complete and total loss because we at least made it to low Earth orbit or whatever. But I mean, it still exploded. Thank goodness, just over the Gulf of Mexico.
Hey, they don't say exploded, Amy. They say there was an unscheduled, precipitous disassembly of the space vehicle.
It's like a conscious uncoupling.
Right. Yeah. They got a different way to say that. I guess I saw a lot of headlines that were like, it blew up or whatever. But I think it achieved what it was trying to do.
Right.
It was a test, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Ideally, what they wanted it to do was circle Earth one time, and then it was supposed to land on a drone ship off the coast of Hawaii. Mm-hmm. That was the actual plan. But, they realize when, a ship this massive is going up and they're still trying to figure out, how to make this happen. This is the second time now it's ended like this. What did you call it again, Sean?
An unscheduled precipitous disassembly of the spaceship.
I like when they refer to the coast of Hawaii as if there's any part of Hawaii that's not the coast.
That's a good point.
Right. Before we lose Amy, Sean, did you see the animated GIF that I just sent you guys?
No. Let me take a look.
Look on your. Pull it up on your laptop so we can show her.
All right. Let me see here. Okay, I got this now.
It's pretty good.
This is perfect. Oh, it's not gonna do it for me if I bring it up on. Oh yeah, I got it. It's working.
All right, Amy, check it out.
Okay. So I
did.
look like I'm driving really badly.
You know what?
Like,
Still, this is you mocking dancing. Still way better than me trying as hard as I could possibly try to dance. I think you did a great job.
I did not mean for it to be in slow motion. I thought it was supposed to be just like a quick little, hey, how you doing?
I can do a really good Elaine dance. I'll demonstrate you guys sometime.
Well, thank you so much. We love you. We
guys.
appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving. Yes, to you and yours and all the 15 people coming over your house. I hope it all shapes up as well as it possibly can, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, Sean. Love you guys.
There she goes. Amy Caulfield from Fox 35. Love us some Amy Caulfield. She's the best of the best. Make sure you're waking up with her each and every day on GDO. And every single person who's listening, no matter where you are, maybe you're in Dallas, maybe you're in Rochester, maybe you're in West Palm, on the Treasure Coast, from sea to shining sea, you can go over to fox35orlando.com because they have the best news roundup around, and it's news that you can trust. It's really, really one of the main destinations I go to for the show, so check that out over at fox35orlando.com. There she goes, the lovely Amy Caulfield, and we hope everybody else is getting ready for Thanksgiving. As we said, you got to start amassing the gravy and the turkey and all of the things that you're going to put out. But please, for the sake of God, please no cranberry sauce. Just don't put that anywhere near your table.
Ooh.
It's a great Thanksgiving Day sin. If the Pilgrims would have put this on the table in front of the Native Americans, they would have scalped them immediately on sight and said, we can't do this. So I don't think you should do it either. But maybe you disagree. Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we return, we got a lot to get to. I want to talk about something that people were discussing. It was very uncomfortable, this discussion. But I love this discussion because I think the person, they accidentally self-reported when they complained about something that happened at an event they went to. I'll lay this all out for you, and we'll see what you think. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
If you're traveling I-4 eastbound through the Altamont Springs area, you'll have a little slowdown around 436. Earlier crash had the left lane blocked. That's open now, and now we're blocking the left and right shoulders at that crash site. And a slowdown on the Turnpike northbound before exit 278 North Hancock Road. That has the right shoulder blocked there. See traffic troubles, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center at Pat Largo.
This report is sponsored by Tri-County Metals. Not sure which metal roofing panel is best for your project? Try Tri-County Metals' free panel selector tool on their website at TriCountyMetals.com. It will help you make your decision, and it's free and easy at TriCountyMetals.com.
Excuse me? What happened to my grocery store?
This is your grocery store.
No, this is
a farmer's market?
Yes.
Well, sure. Any grocery store is like a farmer's market when you shop fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida produce is locally grown by Florida farmers and always sold in season at the peak of freshness.
Well, that's a fresh new way to shop.
Fresh from Florida brings the farmer's market to wherever you buy groceries. Look for our logo or ask for Fresh from Florida.
On the new true crime podcast, Unrestorable, dive into the heartbreaking case of a mother declared not competent to stand trial, a father seeking justice for the children he lost, and the mental health laws that could let her walk free.
We're very punitive. We have just an extraordinarily high rate of incarceration in this country and a still pretty stigmatizing view of mental illness.
Listen to Unrestorable on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing.
Although we're marketing at a very broad scale, it does include specific local markets, and that's the beauty of iHeart's network.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
It happens every day. Regular people are winning every single day. Whether it's $500 or $50,000, anybody can win. Because when they win, I feel like I'm winning.
Hi, my name is Kong. I won over $100,000 playing Baccarat. You can pick banker or player. If you pick the right side, the odds in your favor.
My name is Janelle, and I won a brand new BMW. I screamed, I hollered.
Anybody could win at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa.
Must be 21 to play slots or table games. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Santo Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Santo Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
People think Florida is salty because most of our state is surrounded by salt water. But it's the other states that are salty. Why? Because we get to enjoy McDonald's breakfast bagels year-round. You see, most parts of the country aren't as lucky as us and can't wake up to a steak, egg, and cheese bagel with a tender, juicy steak patty and savory grilled onions, or a sausage, egg, and cheese bagel with a sizzling hot pork sausage patty, or a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel with thick-cut applewood smoked bacon. Enjoy savory breakfast bagels only at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. At participating McDonald's.
Calling all loyal McRib fans. Guess what? It's back at McDonald's, and it's fire with that tangy barbecue sauce and seasoned boneless pork. Right now, get 25% off when you spend $5 only when you order ahead in the McDonald's app. So pick up a tasty McRib combo meal with medium fries and an ice-cold Diet Dr. Pepper. It's back for a limited time, so don't you sleep on this deal. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 9/1/23 through 12/31/23 at participating McDonald's for a limited time. Valid once a day. Must opt into rewards. Diet Dr. Pepper is a registered trademark of Dr. Pepper 7-Up Inc.
Switch to Verizon and you'll save.
Get in the holiday spirit, Orlando. Verizon has an extra gift for your family this season.
You can save a lot.
Get $800 in Verizon gift cards when you switch your family of 4 and get 4 new phones on us with Select Trade-In and Unlimited Ultimate.
Great deals from Verizon. Great deals from Verizon.
There's never been a better time to switch, but this offer won't last forever, so hurry in. Switch to the network America relies on. Get $800 in gift cards and get new phones for the whole family on us with Select Trade-In and Unlimited Ultimate. Visit your local Verizon store today. $999.99 device payment or full retail purchase with new smartphone line on Unlimited Ultimate plan required per phone. $200 Verizon e-gift card with port in per line. Less $1,000 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Promo credit ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. 0% APR.
What's gotten lost in a lot of news coverage is trust.
Dan Abrams and Elizabeth Vargas on America's fastest growing cable news network, News Nation.
News Nation is the place that people can come because they trust that at the least we're trying to be straight with them.
Every point of view is represented. That's what we do. We only earn that trust, keep that trust by every single night fulfilling that mission.
To find News Nation on your screen, go to joinnn.com.
Hi, I'm Daniel Tosh, host of a new podcast called Tosh Show, brought to you by iHeart Podcasts. I'll be interviewing people that I find interesting, so not celebrities, and certainly not comedians. We'll be covering topics like religion, travel, sports, gambling, but mostly it will be about being a working mother. If you're looking for a podcast that will educate and inspire, or one that will really make you think, this isn't the one for you. Listen to Tosh Show on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Huge Black Friday savings all month long. Visit nationstrucks.com right now.
Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics. It's
Like it or not, friend, and why would you not like it? I mean, just embrace things. But there's something, and possibly something that C-Lane is going to have to deal with very soon, that people are already jumping into, and that is they're taking their kids to the mall or to other locations, and you get a photo with Santa Claus. And is Jackson too small to do the Santa photo?
No, I think we're going to do it. We already talked about it, but I'm like, now I'm trying to, in my head, think about, is there like a more, not private Santa, but like, is there a smaller scale that we can still get the picture. He's probably going to be crabby and very unhappy to be.
He doesn't know this person is a random Santa.
But I don't necessarily know that I want to wait in line for that.
Oh no, that sounds like a nightmare. That sounds.
Does Santa take resis?
Yeah, can we get VIP access to Santa Claus? That would be real nice.
What about for local celebrities?
Just tossing it out there.
What Santa does Amy Caulfield take her kids to? I want the Amy Caulfield Santa.
So I saw people talking about this online, and I want to bring this up because I think this person was kind of self-reporting here. All right, the first post was this, and it says Disney Springs Santa is amazing. For those of you outside of Market, Disney Springs is a big shopping area by Disney World, like tons of stores and restaurants and stuff, and they have obviously a Santa Claus thing there. And it says, Disney Springs Santa is amazing. Was so great with my kids, with singing songs, with the guests waiting in line. Super easy with the VQ, virtual queue, I think.
Oh.
If you have PhotoPass with your annual pass, you don't need to pay the crazy mall prices, they said. And they got their kids with Santa Claus. And it is glaringly obvious that Santa Claus is black in the photograph, which brings me to my point. The person who responded to this was Justin. And Justin says, question, if you get to the front of the line and it's black Santa and that's not the photo you want, can you get out of line or are you pretty much stuck? Can you ask when you get to the front of line? I'd hate to wait in line all the way to the front and have this happen, he said. So he's worried that his kid in the photograph would be with the black Santa, which he feels is not a representation of what Santa Claus should look like in his photograph, which to me is pretty dumb and racist because it's Santa Claus, sir. Like the idea that Santa can't be, only thing Santa can't be is a woman, all right? I'm putting my foot down on that. There's Mrs. Claus is the ladies, okay?
Right, come on
Putting my
now,
foot down on that.
guy.
Ain't no lady, this ain't Phyllis in the office, all right? Santa Claus is to be a man, right? And what kind of man? Doesn't matter. Any kind of man. Generally an average-sized man or a hefty man. That would be nice, I think. It's a little strange if there was a little person Santa Claus. But whether he be black or white or Mexican or Chinese, it doesn't matter.
You know that the first few people that said that Santa could not be black, they had basically the same feelings as you do about a woman Santa.
Well, Santa Claus.
They thought that they were right and like, this is not crazy. There can't be a black Santa. This is not. What are you coming at me for? This is not crazy.
I'm putting my foot down. Santa Claus is a man. All right, Santa Claus is a man. It cannot be a woman, but it could be any kind of man. It could be anybody. And why should there not be able to be a black Santa? And I love the idea of you wait for like 45 minutes in a line, and you get up and you go, ooh. Black Santa.
So is the other one on break?
Why'd you talk over that, Josh, you asshole?
I'm sorry. It's a tough day.
I am so thankful that you did that.
I had like 3 good weeks of not talking over you saying stupid stuff, and then the one time I burn it.
That's essentially what this guy's saying. Like he would get to the end of the line and go, ooh, black Santa. And this is not what I was looking for. I want the white Santa. And, like, my God, you weirdo. Just put your kid down with Santa Claus. And by the way, this is a good-looking Santa. This black dude is rocking Santa.
I like his beard.
He's got a killer beard, which is real, I believe, and he's just rocking the look. So
it's a sick velvet suit,
yeah,
too.
His suit is on point. The little kids are happy with him. He was going above and beyond, singing songs with them while they were waiting in line. Like, this guy's happy to be Santa, for God's sake. It's really, really weird that you would be put off by that. And I think it's kind of a self-report. There is no reason to say that Santa needs to look exactly like you or your kids or anything like that. And just imagine for a second that there's some black kid in line that's like, wow, sweet black Santa. Like, there's a lot of kids that would enjoy to see that. And I'm all for it, but just no women Santa. Sorry, I cannot bend on that. I can't do it. The Stefan B says, why did they pick a black background for black Santa? It's not black, is it?
The couch is dark.
Yeah, it's like a dark
It's
color,
green.
but it's a great looking photo op. Like, it's a really cool spot that they have there to do this. But the guy said, if you get to the front and it's black Santa and that's not the photo you want, which I saw somebody else posted, if you're at Macy's and you get the black Santa and you're like, oh, damn, that's not what I wanted. Give me the cracker, Santa. If you want to do that over at Macy's, they had this thing on their website. It says, my child has a specific vision of Santa.
Oh.
We would prefer to visit a
my
black
child's
Santa.
parent has a specific vision of Santa.
Well, this is
Your
the
child
inverse.
doesn't have a vision of
Your
Santa.
kid doesn't care. Your kid wants Santa Claus. They don't care. And kids are the least racist human beings until they get racist by everybody rubbing off on them. Kids are great, man, about this stuff. But this is the inverse. It says, my child has a specific vision of Santa. We would prefer to visit a black Santa. Can you accommodate this request? They said, at Macy's, we believe Santa is all things to all people who find joy in this goodness and kindness. If your child's vision of Santa is black, please book your reservation on the website. They got like a couple of days and times. And that's when Black Santa shows up, and you can get the photos of Black Santa if you want to. So they're spreading it around this holiday season.
Kid doesn't care what Santa it is. They care what toys the Santa has.
Exactly.
If White Santa had a Light Bright and Black Santa had a PS5, guess what your kid's vision of Santa is?
Yeah, your kid is ripping on. Your kid is ripping out every photo of Santa Claus or drawing around the house that's a white Santa and putting up all black Santas. Every decoration is
Not my
changed.
Santa.
He's putting blackface on the white Santas to try to summon the black Santa. He's doing everything he can. That's what kids care about. Kids don't care about this stuff. It's adults, stupid adults that do. What do you think? Go over to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now.
That's a good idea. Let's open up dispatches for that. That's a fantastic
I don't want
idea.
no black Santa. Mike on YouTube says, yeah, you can see Santa before you go up, he says. And you can tell if he's black or white, which to me doesn't matter. But still, why would you wait till you get up and then complain? If you get up and complain, you're just going to look like a flat-out racist in front of everybody. That's what it's going to look about it. Arnott says, that's not racist. Saying pit bulls pulling black Santa's sleigh is. Well, yeah, I mean, that would be. And there
Nobody
you go.
said that, Arnott.
Yeah,
It's
congratulations.
you.
You've done it. You're the guy who goes to the front of the line and complains about this. And the rest of us will just be normal if you don't mind. We're going to go to you with your dispatches in just a moment to see what's on your mind now that we're spinning things up a little bit out there. Meanwhile, over in Massachusetts at Wellesley High School, they have canceled an event. It was supposed to be this weekend. It was going to be the USA theme for USA Day at this high school. And it's the Spirit Week theme that has now been canceled. It was meant to unify the school ahead of their Thanksgiving football game. Students dress up and match each day's theme. Some of the other themes were Throwback Thursday and Wild West Wednesday. And they said the USA Day, they said, we got to shut this down. The administration is not going to let this happen. It separates people at school, which is stupid because being an American is one of the only things that bring us all together. Like, no matter where we're from, Black Santa and White Santa are both Americans, for God's sake. And I think that we need more of that, actually, with all the division that we see. And this year is nothing. Next year is going to be even worse with the election and stuff. So everybody being an American is a good common thing that we can share. They did not want to do this at this school. It says the high school administration decided not to go forward with that spirit theme because it felt really different than the other themes kids came up with for the week. We felt that the topic had been politicized beyond our school, and we wanted to avoid politics. You don't have to have politics in this. Tell them they can't wear like some MAGA stuff or something, but wear your American flag.
Pretty easy.
Yeah, wear something patriotic. C-Lane's got a very patriotic shirt with like a
eagle,
a big eagle on the front. Everybody wears something like that.
And no sleeves because sun's out, guns out. America.
Also, you're cool with Western Wednesday, but not cool with USA Day. I don't understand this here. Monday was Monochrome Monday, and Tuesday is Pajama Day. I'd be worried about Pajama Day with the kids. Who knows what they wear to sleep these days? So it's impossible to know what you got them showing up in at the school. That could be very, very weird. And so we acknowledge the impact for some
these
people.
days, a couple of the teachers know what they wear to sleep.
That is unfortunately and uncomfortably very true. We acknowledge the impact for some people has been just the opposite of our intention, and that we have inadvertently politicized this activity. I'm definitely sorry for any negative effect this had on kids and families. So there you go. Some of the kids wore patriotic stuff despite this, just to fight back. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got from you in your dispatches. Hopefully you're not being stupid. And we'll see what we have with Lumpy Beaver starting things off, talking about the Santa.
Sean, don't disagree with you often, but I have to on this one.
Oh, boy.
It drives me absolutely insane when people say that you're racist because you want something that's traditional. Santa Claus was based on St. Nicholas,
Mm-hmm.
that was a white German saint. So why is it that you become a racist person if you want Santa Claus to be the white person that it was based upon in the very beginning?
All right, let me tell you why this is stupid, okay? And I'm going to make this as simple as I possibly can. You're appealing to tradition, but you don't celebrate Christmas like they did way back then when they were talking about St. Nicholas and when, all the origins of Christmas began. You have a modern day, very new version for the last 100 years or so of celebrating this holiday, and that's the one that you like. It's not the way that it was done originally. It's not the way that they did Christmas, Santa Claus, and all of that stuff when it first started out. But why do you like that? Because that's the one that you enjoy. Well, so it doesn't matter what the tradition is. I think it's stupid to be like, this isn't Cleopatra, right? When they did a movie which was supposed to be a historical movie, and they said Cleopatra was black. Cleopatra, by all historians and experts, was absolutely not black. They did this and they re-envisioned history. This is Santa Claus, my guy. It's a totally different thing. And you can have a representation of Santa Claus from all different backgrounds, and I think that's super cool. Here's
this guy
Flip
probably doesn't like Hamilton. He wasn't a fan of Hamilton.
he would not be a fan of that. No. Here's Flip.
Okay, so I'm not here to stick up for the racist who made the comment about the Black Santa by any means.
But
it doesn't matter what color Santa is to me. Santa's Santa. He's always a good-natured person that does great things throughout the world every year. But if this guy has had his child sit on Santa's lap for the last 7 years, and it's always been a white Santa, and his wife is a weirdo like my wife and puts out every year's Santa picture out for display.
That's what you're worried
this
about.
Year, this one definitely throws the algorithm off.
Yeah, that's what you're worried about. You're worried about all the people you send your Christmas card to seeing your kid on Black Santa's lap. And why? Why would you care about that? Why would that bother you in the slightest? It wouldn't bother me. If Dylan wanted to go see Santa Claus and I got to the front of the line, I don't care what Santa was, as long as it was a man, I would go, here you go. That's Santa Claus. That's what these people, mind you, are just representatives for Santa Claus, right? That's what they do. They're out there representing Santa Claus at the malls across America.
They're his helpers.
They're the helpers. So are you suggesting that Santa has a monolithic force of white dudes that are only the people who are allowed to be his helpers? That that nobody else gets to be it? Just the white guys. No, that doesn't make any sense. The helpers for Santa Claus will be a representation of the general public.
So then
right?
women are not allowed to help Santa?
No, they're not, because Santa Claus is a man. Let's go over to
this is really fun trying to watch you navigate this argument that Santa can be black as long as Santa doesn't have a vagina.
Because Santa Claus, his helpers who go across the country, they would be a representative of the overall population, but of men, not of women. Women would play the Mrs. Claus role, and I don't think that's a contradiction. Women go do Mrs. Claus, men do Santa Claus, and the world keeps on spinning. That's how it goes down there. Here's laying down the law with the dispatch.
Hey guys, I have a question on Santa. If he is young, is that okay? Especially if he's like sporting his own beard, and rather than the white beard and the white hair, it's dark brown.
Yeah.
Is that okay for Santa to be young? Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
No.
I say yes.
I'm putting up more goalposts. You can't be a woman and you can't be young. I don't want no tiny little string bean 17-year-old Santa Claus who looks like he went out drinking with his friends the night before. Yeah, I don't want his voice cracking. No. What do you think? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we return, the next episode with Christopher Dolores Lane. He's ready to go. He's got all the stories. And we're batting 1,000 today, so this is going to go off without a hitch. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is.
Monsters in the Morning.
I don't know why I put up with you. You suck. And I don't want to be married anymore. And then he'll be like, but you want my paycheck coming in here, don't you? And then she goes, if you don't shut your mouth, I'm going to stop cleaning the bed sheets when you S in them.
Oh.
And he goes, hey, shut up.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Happy Monday, everyone. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. You can expect a mix of sun and clouds today, and temperatures rising to the upper 70s, if not low 80s inland. Winds out of the east-northeast at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. We're partly cloudy and quiet overnight with lows in the 60s. Even warmer for your Tuesday before rain chances on the way by Wednesday. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
Black Friday is Dell's biggest sale of the year. Get limited time deals, free shipping, and huge savings on laptops like the XPS 13. Engineered to do it all on the Intel Evo platform. Shop now at Dell.com/deals.
Thanks to your product, I've lost 65 pounds. I've been using your product since 2017. I used to weigh 245 pounds, so I'm very happy being under 200 pounds. It gives me energy, and I was taking since day one the Andrew 400 Max. It helped me lose the fat, really, really fast. In 3 months, I lost 65 pounds. I'm 63 years old, and I'm very happy with the product.
Congratulations, Antonio, on losing 65 pounds in 3 months and keeping that belly fat off for over 6 years with Andro 400 Max. Guys, if you're looking for a great way to lose belly fat, gain energy, and improve your mood, then Andro 400 Max is for you. Andro 400 is safe and natural and helps men like Antonio not only reach their weight loss goals, but also help keep that belly fat off for good. So kickstart your goals today. Go to andro400.com and get free shipping and discounts only on andro400.com. That's andro400.com.
As America's largest injury firm, we have advantages few others do. Our results and reputation are well known to the other side, and we have a track record of going toe-to-toe with them and winning big. But what does that mean for you? What does that mean for your case? I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. One of the things we're most proud about is that we set up our firm so that your case gets lots of attention from a lot of people. Our technology and army of lawyers give us insight and oversight into every detail and every moment of your case. Paralegals, legal assistants, investigators, buildings with boxes of evidence. Every resource carefully designed to get you the most possible. And at Morgan & Morgan, we even have a dedicated team to make sure that your calls are returned that very same day. Injured? Dial pound law. That's pound 529. All law firms are not the same. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Injured? Visit ForThePeople.com for an office near you.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Join us at the Christmas Walk in downtown Mount Dora Friday, December 1st from 6 to 9 p.m., sponsored by Advent Health and Discover Lake. A celebration of lights, shopping, and holiday fun. For details and activities, visit mountdora.com. See you December 1st at the Mount Dora Christmas Walk.
The annoying runny nose, the constant sneezing, the itchiness, and battle just to catch your breath. If you suffer from seasonal allergies, sinusitis, or nagging sinus congestion, there's a natural, easy-to-use solution that can help provide fast, drug-free relief. It's called Navage, and it uses powered suction to rinse your nasal passages in seconds. Millions of people use Navage daily to help provide relief from seasonal allergies and sinus congestion. Medications treat the symptoms, but Navage treats the problem at the source, flushing out the allergens and pollen trapped in your nose. Navage also helps wash out airborne bacteria, dust, dirt, and viruses quickly and painlessly, so you can get back to breathing clearly again. Say goodbye to sinus suffering and hello to better breathing with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
iHeartRadio is your #1 app for the holidays. Just open the app and search iHeart Holiday and start listening to Magic 107.7, plus all kinds of other holiday stations, playlists, and podcasts. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What's up?
I'm tired of feeling so bloated.
That used to be me. Then I got this.
Align bloating relief plus food digestion. A probiotic, right?
Yeah, it works naturally with your gut to help soothe occasional bloating and gas. Plus, it has vitamin B12 to aid digestion by helping convert food to cellular energy. 2 benefits, 1 capsule.
Align Bloating Relief plus Food Digestion from the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Learn more at alignprobiotics.com.
Because the newspapers don't come with cliff notes or potentially offensive accents.
All things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. Courtney poked her head into the studio, C-Lane, and she said, what about Anna Kendrick? She was Santa Claus in that one movie.
See?
And she's like, Noelle, the movie, she was Santa Claus. Santa died, and her Santa's son was supposed to be Santa Claus, but he had no interest, so she became. And I said, it's fake. She's not real Santa. Woman
Listen,
cannot
she
be
can
Santa
be whatever
Claus.
she wants to.
Yeah, she can identify as Santa, but it's, Santa Claus is a man. I'm sorry, that's just the way it goes. It could be any kind of man, but that's the one stipulation that I have where I really got to put my foot down. All right, you ready, C-Lane?
Sure.
All right, here goes nothing. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it. Even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Ugh, Black Santa.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode.
With me!
That one's not going to age well.
Oh, of course it will.
That one's not going to
Stay
age
in
well.
the system for a little while. It'll be fine. Next episode is brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don with thatmortgageguyDon.com. If you're looking to get yourself out of that rental and into a property where you get to keep your money and you want a good interest rate, well, Don's the man. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about, whereas we do not. I don't know anything about that process. I know that my wife went through it. I've heard some of the words they use, like escrow.
Yeah, buddy, I don't know. I don't even know what I signed. It's a complicated world.
You've
gotta
bought
have
a
somebody.
house and you don't even know what's going on.
I don't know. That's why I needed that mortgage guy, Don. That's why you go to him, because he can walk you through that and get you the best stuff, the best rates and all that.
And he's a nice guy. So check out his radio show, homeownsradio.com, thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the book, compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
And starting off with sad news, we've lost a movie legend.
Oh, no.
Do you know the name Joss Ackland? He's a British actor. Joss
who doesn't?
No, I don't think I do.
You've definitely seen him, not just in White Mischief and Lethal Weapon 2, but he is the actor that played the character of Hans in the Mighty Ducks series.
Oh, was he really?
Teach them to fly.
He's a wily looking old man.
That looks like Santa.
He does look like Santa
He
Claus.
would have been a good Santa were he not dead.
That's
true. But British actor Joss Ackland died at the age of 95. The Mighty Ducks actor's family said the star passed away peacefully while being surrounded by family on Sunday. His distinctive voice and commanding presence, Ackland brought a unique intensity and gravitas to his roles, the statement said. So, Mighty Ducks fans everywhere, they're doing a little flying V to old Hans there.
Mighty Ducks fandom has been pretty hard hit in the last couple of years. You had
How
the
come?
one Mighty Ducks kid who had the real solid meth problem.
Yeah.
And then you got the old man dying.
He was the goalie, right?
Yeah, I think so. And he's like 40 or something, going on 965. He looked really, really rough.
I mean, he's turned himself around, I think.
I believe he has.
I don't think he got to be in that, like, reboot series they had because they were trying to do that during the pandemic, so not everybody made it. But, you know, he's doing okay.
Yeah.
Not so much a great weekend for this person right here. Just a random song. I don't even know if it's a good one.
Okay. That is
she did a couple nights in Brazil. She was playing at Nilton Santos Olympic Stadium in Rio de Janeiro over the weekend. She had to cancel one of the performances because of super hot weather and not enough access to like water and stuff like that. It was really bad. That was the second night. The first night it was so hot that somebody died.
Yeah, it's true.
And they had to the weird part, they told her that one of her fans died, and then she went out and had to do the show.
Oh,
which, like,
that's awkward.
I would not want to know that because she said it was like on her mind the entire time and couldn't say anything about it without just breaking down.
So
And-
Brazil is like roasting right now. I'm trying to find out what the feels like temperature was. I thought it said like 126 or something.
I
like-
didn't see feels like. I just saw like actual recorded temperatures in the mid 90s and the access to water fountains or something like that was not very great for some of those fans. Probably the fans in the cheap seats, but nevertheless, not a great situation for them to be in. And then to pile on, they said another one of her fans, a 25-year-old, was killed in a tragic stabbing hours after the Eras Tour show. A 25-year-old named Gabriel Santos killed just hours after he attended Taylor Swift's show in Rio de Janeiro. He was wearing a Swifties friendship bracelet at the time, and he was resting on Copacabana Beach in the early hours of Sunday morning. It was understood he was with two cousins, and they said he woke up in the middle of an assault by three men. It's just crazy time for Taylor Swift and being in Brazil. I don't know if this is her first time there, but if so, what a disaster.
Yeah. I don't picture Swifties as being very violent. I don't see them as a violent group.
I don't think that the attackers were Swifties, but it was just like this guy, like, partied. He went to the show, and then he was like taking an old schnoozle on Copacabana Beach and
schnoozle.
Yeah, you gotta take a schnoozle.
All right, I'd love for one day to be able to take a schnoozle on Copacabana Beach.
You're not allowed.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it because you could get stabbed.
I don't want that.
Good news for Taylor Swift though is that she still got that relationship going that everybody is a part of now. We're all in the relationship with Travis
What a
Kelce.
treat.
And it says they're looking to get into the Christmas spirit as a couple, and they've moved forward. I don't even know what this means. We're told they're moving forward with plans to be together for the holidays. They haven't broke up, guys. Sources close to the couple tell TMZ Taylor and Travis are trying to work out their schedules to make sure they set aside as much time together as possible. Thanksgiving with the two families could go down in Kansas City. Travis and his
I feel like every moment that these two have had together has been either photographed or on video, and there's a 0% chance they've had sex. That's what I think is happening with this relationship. I don't think that there's anything real going on here. But I think he might think it, and she's just going to crush him because he's like, this is amazing. And he's like really flying too close to the sun right now.
You think she's going to crush him like sexually?
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe that too. I don't know. I don't know if she's skilled or not skilled. Taylor Swift is, but perhaps.
And last but not least, congratulations to Meek Mill and Coi Leray, guys.
Yeah.
Among the many people who were duped by the campaign for a smokeless fire pit, these two took what Snoop Dogg said to heart and both got on social media and said, you know what? Snoop's right. I too am giving up smoking.
Oh,
I'm
no,
a
it's
quit
awkward.
after Thanksgiving. And now, well, they woke up to learn it was all a publicity stunt. So anyway, maybe this will inspire them to quit, and that'll be a good thing. But if not, they're just going to look a little bit dumb for the rest of the weekend. And ladies and gentlemen, that is your next episode.
The crowd goes wild.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow, they like that. It's still going. Okay, there they go. All right. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have so much more to get to, including your dispatches. I think our friend Mo DeWitt's going to pop in before he heads off for his vacation.
No.
And we have a pilot. We have, brace yourself. Just prepare yourself mentally for when we come back.
He's a sponsor, sir.
A pilot on his final day gives a rousing, tearful speech to all those on his flight.
You need to phrase that a little differently. A pilot on his final day could be a terrible, terrible story.
On his final flight before he retires, he gives a great speech, and we're going to hear that speech. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio. Real radio. Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Still have a major slowdown on I-4 eastbound around 436. Left and right shoulders blocked. Also left lane, and seems to be the right lane intermittently blocked too, depending on what law enforcement wants to do there. Crash now on of Popka Vineland Road, affecting traffic both north and southbound right around Kilgore Road as well. See traffic troubles, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Pat Largo.
This report is sponsored by Tri-County Metals. Ready to get a price on your metal roofing project? Complete the Get a Quote form on Tri-County Metals website at TriCountyMetals.com. Getting a quote for your new metal roof has never been faster or easier. Get started at TriCountyMetals.com.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here from my friends over at Rebath. You know, any company that has great products and great services does not need high-pressure sales pitches, and Rebath does that. No high-pressure sales tactics. You will never be in a must-buy-right-now situation with Rebath. And there's no pricing games either, like other companies that start super high, then drop the price in half immediately if you buy today. It doesn't work like that with Rebath of Orlando. Still the only company that does full, complete bathroom remodeling, top to bottom, and they do it right the first time. Always stay in tune with their website for brand new designs. That's RebathMidFLA.com. In all my years of endorsing this company, I've never had a complaint. And there's a reason the big box stores choose Rebath for their bathroom remodeling business. This is a national brand that stands behind what they say and what they do. Rebath of Mid-Florida's reputation is so good, there are companies mimicking what they do and claiming to be with them. That's not true. Do your research and ask questions. Don't be fooled by imposters. Get with Rebath of Mid-Florida. Showroom 436 in Altamont, right across from Kobe. Hop online and check out the before and afters at RebathMidFLA.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Can you imagine rising for work before the crack of dawn? Tending to hundreds of acres of land before dusk? Well, that's what happens on 47,000 Florida farms every day. Florida's farmers work hard to grow nutritious food for you and your family. And you can help support them by enjoying delicious fresh from Florida produce. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop, or visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
Be sure to join us for Light Up Mount Dora on November 25th in Elizabeth Evans Park beginning at 4:30 p.m. with live music by Violectric, holiday entertainment, and hosted by Fox 35's John Brown. Enjoy over 2 million Christmas lights, holiday drones, a firework display, and more. Sponsored by Visit Lake, Van Genaway Chevrolet, and the City of Mount Dora. For more information, visit MountDoraHolidays.com, and we'll see you there on November 25th.
Remember, when you're ready to sell or trade in your next car, go to GiveMeTheVin.com, because one thing's for certain, I love to buy cars.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Need
Need your carpet and tile looking great without sticky, soapy chemical residue left behind? Zero Res will clean your carpets right away for just $49 per room and will give you 20% off your tile and grout cleaning. Google ZeroRes.com. Zero Res, spelled forwards and backwards. It's the right way to clean.
It's No Pay November at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Get Black Friday savings all month on every new and used car. And pay no money down, no interest financing, and no payments for 6 months. How can you say no? Rush to Sutherland Nissan Orlando. OrlandoNissan.com. Home of the lifetime warranty. See dealer for details.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift of clear vision. If you have a Flex Spending account, now is the time to schedule a LASIK consultation with the Filatowski Eye Institute. Just text 1041 to 868686 to get started on your path to better vision today. That's right, Flex Spending accounts can be used for LASIK procedures. Plus, you may qualify for 24-month interest-free financing. So, don't wait any longer. Simply text 1041 to 868686 to schedule your consultation today at the Filatowski Eye Institute.
At Target, your favorites are our favorites. And when you can save on your favorites too, yes please. This week only, get 20% off select breakfast essentials. That's 20% off all bagged and K-Cup coffee. Talk about essential. From brands like Good & Gather, Starbucks, and more. 20% off all cereal, like Frosted Flakes, Lucky Charms, the list goes on. And 20% off Tropicana and Simply Orange Juice too. But these deals end Saturday, so it's time for a Target run. Restrictions apply.
West 2 News, now here for you at 7 p.m. Because breaking news doesn't wait for the right time.
News never stops.
And that's why our team keeps going. We're adding more coverage of what matters most to Central Florida. The big stories that will have you talking. An accurate forecast you can depend on. Stuart Moore, Michelle Imperato, Tony Manalfi. West 2 News at 7 p.m. Local, live, late breaking.
On the next Access Hollywood, Hollywood hits Vegas for the race of the year, Ben and Jen's night out on the Strip, and cameras roll as Brad Pitt's Formula One movie takes over Vegas. Plus, Shaq is back on the court, our behind-the-scenes exclusive as he shows off his fitness transformation.
So how much weight have we dropped?
And it's double trouble.
I think this needs to be a twinterview.
Our twin surprise for Supermoms, Nikki and Brie Garcia, next Access Hollywood. And Mario Lopez here. Join me for Access Hollywood tonight at 7:30 on West 2.
What's gotten lost in a lot of news coverage is trust.
Dan Abrams and Elizabeth Vargas on America's fastest growing cable news network, News Nation.
News Nation is the place that people can come because they trust that at the least we're trying to be straight with them.
Every point of view is represented. That's what we do. We only earn that trust, keep that trust by every single night fulfilling that mission.
To find News Nation on your screen, go to joinnn.com.
On the new true crime podcast, Unrestorable, dive into the heartbreaking case of a mother declared not competent to stand trial, a father seeking justice for the children he lost, and the mental health laws that could let her walk free.
We're very punitive. We have just an extraordinarily high rate of incarceration in this country and a still pretty stigmatizing view of mental illness.
Listen to Unrestorable on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Injured, hire the largest injury firm in the world. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This
I can't even imagine my last day at work. Like the day you retire and you say goodbye. And I bring this up because I'm going to play the audio in just a moment of a retiring pilot who's going viral all over the place because he got everybody in their emotions
Facebook,
as he was saying
Instagram,
goodbye.
Twitter, y'all see this?
After 32 years, this guy was a pilot. Woo. And then he grabbed the microphone, and we'll hear it in a moment what he said that got everybody a little teary-eyed. I just couldn't imagine the last time I'll do this show, like saying, that's it. I'm out of here. I'm done. And then the door shuts behind you and you go, what do I do now?
You usually don't get that opportunity, though.
No, that's true. Well, when you retire, sometimes you do. Like our friend Jim Phillips, he got to wrap everything up, and then
the Budman too. The Budman just had his last
that's
day.
right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, some of these folks in radio are like hanging up the headphones, as they call it, and headed out to radio's pasture to live out the remainder of your days. And
It just the radio pasture sounds.
not to get killed. All right, this is a good thing I'm saying. It just seems strange to me. But this guy was on his final day, and he wanted to address the passengers of his final flight. I would, if he was doing his final flight, I would be like, his demeanor is very important to me right now. Like, is this guy smiling and is he happy that it's his final day, or is he like pissed off and what do I have to live for anymore?
Could go bad.
Yeah, this guy's final flight could end up with the nose of this plane planted firmly in terra firma, and that's not so great.
Did they say whether or not they did that thing with the fire trucks when he landed?
You know what? It doesn't, but I think they do that, right? Where they the fire trucks line up on the tarmac and they do a I don't know how they squirt the fire water over
21 hose salute.
Yeah, they give him a salute. They give him a salute. Fire water, regular water, whatever, All right, here's this guy.
Good evening, everybody. Can everybody hear me all the way in the back? All right.
I hear you.
First of all, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard American's Flight 2561 to the Chicago's O'Hare International Airport. My name is Jeff Fell. I'm the captain on the flight going to Chicago.
Hey,
tonight.
Jeff.
And our flying time up to Chicago is 2 hours and 43 minutes from takeoff to touchdown, and the weather during the climb-out cruise and descent into Chicago.
All right, so far he's just doing the regular old stuff, the rigmarole about here's the weather, here's what we got going on, and now he's got a piece of paper in front of him. I think he's got like a prepared speech.
Very nice evening tonight. I normally don't stand up in front of everybody like this. I usually just stand on or I just stay on the cockpit and talk on the PA. And if I get a little emotional, please forgive me.
He's already getting emotional.
First of all, I'd like to take just a few moments of your time before we take off to Chicago tonight. And I'd like to acknowledge a group of very important people to me.
He's already quivering in his voice, and he sounds like he's going to cry because he's very emotional about his final day flying this plane. Which I don't blame him. 32 years of flying for American Airlines. Probably that'll do it to you. Get friendly with all the people that you work with, all the staff around you.
That are on board the flight. Most of them are in the back of the airplane, and they're the majority of my family, and who have come along with me on my retirement flight.
All right, he's got him interested now.
Anyway, they're on board with me on my retirement flight after 32 years with American. Wow. Thank you all for coming along with me tonight.
All right, now here's what I'm waiting for, because I don't know the end of this speech, but I would think that you would need to say something emotional that has some tie-ins to flying and planes. It's been beautiful soaring above the planet, and now I plan to coast into my retirement. I don't know. So I'm thinking this out in real time here. You know what I'm saying?
You're doing a great job.
You need a little.
I'd be midway back in the plane and be like, time to land this speech there, Captain. Let's go.
Yeah, I would think that you would have something that real emotional and well written to bring you out of this. Let's see if he does that.
Celebrating this very memorable time in my life. I love all of you. And also, I didn't want to get emotional, but goodness gracious. Anyways, finally, for my wonderful wife, Julie, who has been at my side for the majority of my 32 years at American.
I banged Julie.
She has been the rock, the solid rock in our fight.
If you piped up with that in the middle of his speech, 3 words, and the sweetest moment of this guy's life. He can never have the moment back again. He can't recreate it. And they'll go, "What? Who said that?" And C. Lane's just back there, big smirk on his face. What a dick! Oh, he tried to have a moment.
Our lives and our marriage. Her faith in the Lord Wisdom, strength, and love has guided our marriage and family throughout these years. I love you and look forward to the next chapter in our lives.
Oh.
And welcome aboard, everybody.
Yeah, get it, man. Good job. You did great there. Now just try to fly us to our destination without crashing.
They
please.
don't do drink service till they hit a certain altitude.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Get moving. Let's get going.
come on, guy.
32 years, they said, for this guy. Jeff Fell is his name, and we say congratulations to you, Jeff. C-Lane banged your wife. Just so you know. We're going to go over to some of your dispatches.
Stupid Jeff.
in a moment. I want to make everybody aware of this because I'm seeing more and more stories about this mysterious illness that is hitting dogs across the country. And they said it's a respiratory illness hitting dogs in several states. It's now becoming a much bigger issue because veterinary laboratories are looking into this. They're investigating an unusual respiratory illness in dogs and encouraging people to take basic precautions to keep their pets as healthy as the veterinarians try to pin down what's making the animals sick. It's like a COVID for dogs going around out there. Oregon, Colorado, and New Hampshire are among the states that have seen cases of the illness, which has caused lasting respiratory disease and pneumonia and does not respond to antibiotics. The symptoms you're looking for in your dog will be coughing, sneezing, nasal or eye discharge, and being lethargic as well. Some of the cases of pneumonia progress quickly, and the dogs get sick within 24 to 36 hours. More than 200 documented cases of this, and they don't know what's going on yet. They don't know how to define the disease. They don't know how to test for it yet. They're just putting this on their radar, and you as a pet owner should. That might mean you keeping your dog. One thing you should probably keep your dog away from anyways, at least is what we do. It's a sweet, sweet thing when businesses put out like a public dog bowl. They put out water for all the dogs that are walking by. But it's also a good way for your dog to get worms, which has happened to a lady on multiple occasions.
She got worms on multiple occasions?
Well, no, maybe it only happened once, but she was real sick from it, and it was because she had that bowl that was just like out in public. In the little public water fountains, you could do the same thing. But right now, maybe just keep your dog a little bit further away from some of the other dogs until they figure out what the hell is happening here. All right, let's check in with you. Let's see what's on your mind. We got Kurt with the dispatch about this pilot.
You know that airline pilots are forced to retire at 65, whether they're in perfect physical shape or not. They got to go. I don't think that's fair. If they don't want to go, they shouldn't have to go.
Yeah, they should be able to test into it or something. It's there's a lot of requirements for pilots. I don't think there's a bunch of medications that if you're on them, you cannot be a pilot.
Yeah,
well, that's,
go
ahead.
If you have any like documented history of mental illness or issues, they're like, maybe stay on the ground.
I think C-Lane even said one time like blood pressure medication.
I don't know about that.
Is that not right?
No, what I've heard, and this always comes up when there's like a pilot who just pushes the yoke forward until it's all over. They're basically saying that like, if you have any sort of mental health issue, normally you could take an antidepressant for it, but they don't let you fly on antidepressants, so you just fly depressed.
Oh yeah, that's great. That's what we're looking for. Does the FAA allow blood pressure medication? Yes, the majority of common blood pressure medications can be approved for flight. So
do you know how small the pool of pilots would be if the FAA didn't allow you to fly with blood pressure medication in your system?
That would
that's
weed
one of the
some
most
folks out.
common medications, I'd say.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Chaos says, I think I can end this Santa debate. And I thought we had ended it, but
oh boy.
This was about some parent that was upset because they took their kid to get a photo with Santa, and the place they took them to, Santa Claus was black. And the guy was like put off by that and wanted to get a white Santa. And I said, this is weird. These are Santa's representatives. These are like Santa's henchmen out here. And why wouldn't they be from all different backgrounds and all different makes and models? It's fine. As long as they're not women, it's fine by me. But Chaos says he can solve this whole thing.
Yo, Sean, all right, so you have this take on Santa Claus. Can't have a string bean beard, can't be a woman. Now, what about, now hold on.
I'm waiting.
Stick with me. What about if it was a female to male Santa, trans Santa? Technically a man. What do you think?
If I don't know, I don't know. right? If I look and I see a man, then it works. If I don't, then it's like, hey, what's going on here? These people are all being ripped off right now. Indica Soul has a dispatch. It says, be happy. All right.
Sean, C-Lane, Josh. What's going on? Everyone's having this crap attitude stuff going on because of the holidays. It's getting busy. Everyone's going to spend money, blah, blah, blah.
Are people in a bad mood?
We deal with hurricane seasons, but every year I'm not sure if everyone knows that the whole entire Earth deals with like an asteroid season, like during fall, like September to November. I believe it's called like the asteroid Torrid asteroid belt or something.
Great.
From a comet that used to be like 100 miles wide and it broke apart. And every year we pass through this. And every year that we survive it and the whole Earth doesn't go bye-bye, we should be happy. But hey, it's all perspective. Enjoy each other's company while we have it.
All right. Yeah, it was kind of upbeat, but kind of not.
No.
I know that anything could happen in a moment's notice and change the whole world. Because Courtney asks me questions like this all the time. Like, one time she's like, "What would happen if the sun just stopped?" I was like, if the sun just ceased to be working? And she's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Oh, we would all die?
Yeah, we'd all be frozen.
We'd all freeze? It would be pandemonium in the moments after it went out."
We wouldn't know for 8 minutes, though.
Is that true? Like, it would take that long to get over here?
I believe it takes 8 minutes for the light from the sun to reach Earth.
That's not long enough, though. We need more time than that because we're not going to be able to solve that problem.
Give me 10 minutes.
Yeah, they need at least 10 to fix this whole thing. Yeah, it's like it would be chaos. It would be absolute pandemonium, and everybody would die. But
do you think she would still ask you questions like this if every time you just came up with the absolute worst, most dismal possible answer?
It's all negative outcomes.
Like if she asked you like what would happen if the sun stopped, and you go, actually, if the sun stopped, that means it before a star fully dissipates, it has to grow to 16 times its size, and it will just burn Earth alive.
We'd all melt. She just keeps going with them. I've told you some of the other ones she's asked me. She asked me, one of my favorites was, is there a kind of dog that doesn't look like a dog? It's one of my favorites.
That's a good question.
Yeah, she said, is there any kind of dog that doesn't look like a dog? And I said, think about what you just said, man. Just play that back in your mind. Oh, what? And she said, "Who was the first person to wear shoes?" I said, how am I supposed?
These are thought provoking.
Yeah, they are. But even with Google, like, I'm not going to be able to come up with the answer to this question for you right now. I'm just not going to be able to solve this. Let's do one more dispatch. Here we go. Prototype has. Oh, actually, let's go to Testudo's talking about the pilot.
I have such an unhealthy fear of flying that I would have been panicking the whole time from when he started like stuttering and crying to the time he mentioned his retirement, because I would be thinking like, oh my God, what's this guy gonna do in the air? Get me off of this plane now.
Yeah, I could see that. How some people would be a little taken aback by the pilot being up there, and why is the pilot emotional right now?
I'm curious about. I know this is very common for when a pilot retires like this. They do the fire water thing, the fire truck thing, and then they also it's very common for your family to be on your last flight.
Right
now, does that mean they had to fly somewhere just to get on the last flight? Did they like parlay this into a vacation, and then at the end of this vacation we'll be on Daddy's last flight, or did they just fly somewhere for the sole purpose of being on the plane that is the final, leg?
Yeah, because you would have
journey of the your dad, husband, grandfather's air career.
We'd have to assume that he lives in Chicago, right? They're not going to have him do his last flight and then not be where he lives. That doesn't make any sense.
You could be based out of a place that you don't live. I mean, if he's been there 32 years and he's retiring, he's probably based out of where he lives. But at the beginning, you probably can be like, I could be based out of Tampa, and I would have to either drive down there or deadhead to on one of the flights just to get there, just to like hitch a ride.
What do you think? Let us know. Join us with a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we return, there are microchips in your cheese. I hate to inform you of this.
Damn it.
But there are. What's happening here is happening to you, and I'll explain it. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Enjoy the Twitter experience without the musk. At Real Radio 1041 on Threads. Powered by Anajar Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Accident in Orange County, south of Popka Vineland Road, southbound at Kilgore Road. That southbound traffic backed up now to about Sand Lake Road. An earlier major crash on I-4 eastbound east of 436 is loosening up a little bit now. Left shoulder still blocked. Traffic backed up to Wymore Road. Crash at State Road 50 at Chickasaw Trail. And also a minor one at US 192 east of the Turnpike at Simmons Road. See traffic troubles, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Pat Largo.
This report is sponsored by Tri-County Metals. Not sure which metal roofing panel is best for your project? Try Tri-County Metals' free panel selector tool on their website at tricountymetals.com. It will help you make your decision, and it's free and easy at tricountymetals.com.
The annoying runny nose, the constant sneezing, the itchiness, and battle just to catch your breath. If you suffer from seasonal allergies, sinusitis, or nagging sinus congestion, there's a natural, easy-to-use solution that can help provide fast, drug-free relief. It's called Navage, and it uses powered suction to rinse your nasal passages in seconds. Millions of people use Navage daily to help provide relief from seasonal allergies and sinus congestion. Medications treat the symptoms, but Navage treats the problem at the source, flushing out the allergens and pollen trapped in your nose. Navage also helps wash out airborne bacteria, dust, dirt, and viruses quickly and painlessly, so you can get back to breathing clearly again. Say goodbye to sinus suffering and hello to better breathing with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Floridians, do you know how close you are to freshness? It's not a plane or a ship ride away. It's not across an ocean or over the equator. It's not even a far drive. The peak of freshness is at your grocery store, and it's called Fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida is local produce grown by farmers right here in our own state, meaning it's always fresh, always in season, and always mouth-wateringly good. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo or ask for it by name where you shop.
Gobble, 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 gobble. Let's talk turkey. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. With the holidays coming, I need your help. I'm stuffed with cars like a Thanksgiving Day bird. I need to liquidate my inventory now. So quit driving the old car you hate cold turkey and treat yourself to a nicer, newer car for just $1 down. Plus, we'll pay $5,000 over appraised value. Even if you owe $2,000, $4,000, or even $8,000 more than it's worth. We have used cars from just $69 per month and new cars from just $149 per month. Is your credit fried? My dealer next door credit approval process butters up the bankers to help you get approved. You could drive a better car today for just $1 down, and we'll pay up to $5,000 over appraised value. That could get you a brand new 2024 Mitsubishi Mirage for only $14,900, or a 2024 Outlander top safety pick for only $25,900. I'm RC Hill from RC Hill Mitsubishi, and I'm your car dealer next door. Online at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase at listed price. Negative equity may affect amount financed.
Do you have information about a violent crime? Help solve crimes with your anonymous tips at crimeline.org. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your tips make a difference. Say it here. It's anonymous at crimeline.org. Paid by CSTF.
Looking to switch your phone service? Well, what if there was a carrier that wasn't just another phone company? One that's brand new. Built with technology for the next 50 years, not the last 50. Now there is. Boost Infinite Wireless. The only carrier that switches between its own network and the other top 2 networks to find the best quality calls and data for you, anywhere, anytime. And you can get a low-priced, unlimited wireless plan that gives you a new iPhone every year. Its power of new technology gives you better service at lower prices. Switch today. Boost Infinite Wireless. Call 855-55-BOOST. That's 1-855-55-BOOST. Visit boostinfinite.com. That's boostinfinite.com. Or go to amazon.com and search for Boost iPhone 15 today. See boostinfinite.com for terms and conditions.
Floridians, do you know how close you are to freshness? It's not a plane or a ship ride away. It's not across an ocean or over the equator. It's not even a far drive. The peak of freshness is at your grocery store, and it's called Fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida is local produce grown by farmers right here in our own state, meaning it's always fresh, always in season, and always mouth-wateringly good. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo or ask for it by name where you shop.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
The free iHeartRadio app is your home for the holidays. Open the app and click on the holiday banner or search iHeart Holiday and start listening to Magic 107.7 plus stations playing all kinds of holiday music, Christmas classics, Christmas jazz, country, R&B, tons of playlists, even podcasts. Our gift to you, the perfect holiday soundtrack. Join the millions of listeners on the iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Huge Black Friday savings all month long. Visit nationstrucks.com right now.
High diving face first into the world's most viral newsroom. This
these things at the basketball games, NBA games, where you go up and they hand you a basketball, and if you can make the shot from half court, you get the big check.
Yes.
You get to win some monies, and you get to celebrate. Every once in a while, some local hero will get up there and wing that basketball, and it'll go right through that hoop.
Like
and they'll
half-court shot.
Oh, yeah. And they'll nail it. It doesn't happen too often, but they get it every once in a blue moon, and people go nuts. You're all celebrating with them. The NBA team doesn't really take a hit because they just buy insurance for those kind of games, and they know that you're not going to get it. It's just like the hole-in-one challenge, you know? If you're doing an event, you could pay a company, and the company says, if somebody hits a hole-in-one on this course on this day between these hours, we will pay that person the prize, $50,000, let's say. But if nobody hits it, you have to pay us like $1,000, and that's the way the back and forth works.
Fair.
So this guy's out there. He's half court at the Lakers game. His time has arrived. Here he goes for the shot for $55,000 from MGM. And it's up. Missed. And
oh no.
You had the distance. Anthony, come back, Anthony.
He heard himself celebrating, or I guess maybe realizing that his demise was on display because he busted his ankle while doing the half-court shot, which is one of two things. Either a horrible accident that sucks for him, or number two, this guy is the most genius dude in the world, and he goes, all I have to do is hurt myself on the court.
I'll never make the half-court shot, but
I'm not going to get $55,000 that way.
I can do a slip and fall.
But if I do a slip and fall, I'll get more than $55,000. He's down on the court. I like how the stadium starts playing music on the background. So the guy falls on his ass, and it's dead silent, and the DJ's like, all right, here we go. Working some beats here. As the man's on the ground.
Do you think if he's carried off on a stretcher, everybody applauds for him like they would a normal player?
Only if you put the one thumb right up in the air. Thumbs up for everybody. That's how you signal this. So he's doing okay, but hurt himself out there on the court trying that half-court shot. We're going to get into your dispatches in a moment, but I must warn you, make you aware of the fact that there are microchips inside your cheese.
No.
And this is a real thing. Did not know this was happening, but it is indeed a real thing. So Parmigiano wheels, those are the big old cheese wheels, which, C-Lane, how much is one of those big wheels of cheese cost?
Like a full Parmigiano Reggiano?
Yeah, like the whole big thing.
Wheel.
It's like a car tire, those things. They're massive.
They're bigger than 72 pounds.
That's
like
huge.
$1,000.
Woo! Boy.
I'm on Costco.com, and it says whole wheel Parmigiano Reggiano. It's got the stamping on the outside and everything. 72 pounds. Shipping and handling is included. Age 24 months. Imported from Italy, and extravagant is one of the
you could say
bullet
that.
points.
Yeah, $1,000. Well, that thing
$949.99.
for $1,000 you buy it, and it has a microchip in it. It has an actual microchip that people end up eating, and the microchip could be in your body right now. I'm not making this up. They say Parmigiano Reggiano producers are seeking new ways to protect the market for the world-famous pasta topping. Their latest trick to beat counterfeiters is edible microchips. Italian producers of Parmesan cheese have been fighting against imitations for years. Now makers of Parmigiano Reggiano, the original Parmesan cheese, are slapping microchips on their 90-pound cheese wheels as part of an endless cat-and-mouse game between makers of authentic and fake products. So inside that cheese wheel, about the size of a grain of rice, is a microchip. And it allows them to scan their cheese wheel to prove that it is indeed authentic. However, on the other end, people often end up eating these microchips, and you got the cheese chip inside your body, and no one is aware that this is going on at all.
And now Italy knows where you are at all times.
Now Italians can track you wherever you go.
What does the microchip do? Is somebody scanning it like you would if you found a stray cat?
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing with it. And if they scan it, it's like, okay, this is authentic. This is the real deal. It's not some...
Can't you just fake the microchip, too?
Probably,
buy them at
yeah.
ediblemicrochips.net?
You might be able to. I don't know if that's a website that's up and running and established, but one would think. And I didn't know that this was something that happened. And maybe there's other foods that do this, too. And once people get a hold of this, you know how many people were scared to get the vaccine because they thought there was a microchip in it? Death to Parmesan cheese.
No, that's fine. That just means more Parmesan cheese for me.
Yeah, leave those on the counters. We want those. I did not know this was a thing, but it is. Noble Roman says, does it pass through the body? One would imagine that it's destroyed by your stomach, I would guess, right? It's like it's a little thing the size of rice.
It depends. I know there are certain microchips or certain small little devices that you swallow that are like cameras.
Right.
And those aren't destroyed by your stomach. The whole point is to like take pictures of the whole journey, and then once it comes out the other end, download those suckers.
Yeah, I've heard of this before. I don't know how commonplace those are, but that is a cool thing that they're able to do that. I wonder about that. I need to watch an episode of the Magic School Bus to get back up on how the stomach works.
Yeah, they fly through the whole thing.
Yeah, they go right there and the school bus doesn't get destroyed. They're fine. They make it right through. So good on them, but you might be eating these damn microchips. You're probably all chipped up right now. Let's go over to you. Let's see what's happening in your world because we love you, we appreciate you, and we want to hear your voice. And there's people talking about these Parmigiana wheels and the chips inside. Here's I'm a PC.
I know I already dispatched in today.
I'll take it.
But there is a great video out there where a guy has a major windfall regarding a block of Parmesan cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody mislabeled the rest of the wheel for a Parmesan wheel. And the guy got like 40 pounds of Parmesan for like $20. And he's just like, I don't know what we're doing with it. It's the best video ever. because the guy's like so happy on this deal.
What are you going to do with all of that, for God's sake? The only impressive way I've ever seen a giant wheel of cheese used is there was some restaurant that did like, I don't know if it was a cacio de pepe kind of thing.
They cook it in the wheel?
Yeah, like they melt the cheese in the wheel and then they dip the pasta right into the melted cheese wheel.
I'm always super curious what the food regulations are about cooking this. So, like, say you cook somebody's pasta in a pan. You're supposed to wash that pan before you cook the next person's pasta.
Right.
You think, right? Or
I would
you
think
get a couple
so.
cooks out of it?
Allegedly.
I don't think they do, though.
If you cook on a flat top, I guess you're not like sanitizing it every time, but it's also screaming hot.
Right.
So there's
You're
not
burning
a lot,
off
there's not a lot of
whatever dangers.
bacteria that's surviving there. But when this wheel of cheese is all good and done cooking for the day, are you supposed to Lysol that thing down? Do you take a layer off of it? I know. I've always wondered about that.
We need some
and
insiders.
that's why I've never eaten at one of those places. It's not a money thing. It's not a money thing at all. You know, it's not a fancy thing.
Just to be clear, if you work at one of those places, let us know. Send us a dispatch or email tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Millen Surfer on Twitch says, my dispatch is very important at the News Junkie. If I bring up this dispatch, it is not a home run. I'm not going to ban you. I'm not going to ban you,
He's
rather.
done this before, too.
Has he?
I
And it
don't
failed?
remember how the dispatch went.
He's saying that the airport is crazy. Of course the airport's crazy. It's Thanksgiving holiday travel. Of course the airport's crazy. You better have something better than that. Let me see. What do you got here?
The airports are crazy right now. Show up early for sure. Just flew from MCO to Charlotte. It is crazy. Oh, and congratulations to Jimmy for winning hospice. Okay, bye.
Oh, that's not a game. That's not how hospice works, sir. That man was a president. How dare you? Floridian Kelly wants to talk about Courtney real quick.
Hello, News Junkies.
Hey!
Happy pre-Thanksgiving. This is for Courtney. I agree. Sean should know everything. He is the News Junkie after all. But another question for you, Sean, Mr. Watson.
Yeah.
Who named Earth Earth? Was it Mother? Question mark. Wiggle, wiggle.
Who named Earth Earth? That does sound like a Courtney question. I'm not sure. I'm guessing some scientist somewhere along the way.
One of those guys.
Yeah, somebody of an official capacity decided we should call this Earth, just like all the other planets, right? That is a question like she would ask. And Courtney's questions are always really, like, they're deep. I just get angry because I'm like, how am I supposed to answer this? I don't know. I don't know why that happens. I don't know what that's about. But then I look it up and I research because I'm a curious person, just like she is, and I usually get the answer. There's other curious people out there, like TX with this dispatch.
Yo, she has some great questions. Didn't mean to make two of them today, but I have a question though, Sean. Maybe you can answer it off the air or whatever.
What?
Why is there not a light in the freezer, but there's a light in the refrigerator part?
We're gonna figure this out
You feel
today,
me?
friend.
Like, why? Like, you go in at night, you open the refrigerator part, there's a light, but if you go in there to go to the freezer, I just wanted to know.
I feel you. All right. Why does your fridge have a light but not your freezer? I'm going to solve this for you. Back in the days before frost-free freezers, a freezer light would have quickly become covered up by ice crystals, rendering it relatively useless. Since that time, so the story goes, people have become so used to having no light in the freezer, manufacturers didn't see the point in adding one. Boom! Now you know why there's no light in the freezer.
I feel like I've had a freezer with a light in it.
Have you? You'd be the guy.
Mine has a light in it, too.
Sealand would be the guy. He's got more freezers and refrigerators than anybody else I know. What do you got, 3, 4?
2 freezers.
2 freezers.
So I think
3 refrigerators?
3 refrigerators, correct.
Isn't there an ice maker in the mix,
3
too?
ice makers?
4 ice makers.
4. Stupid.
Ready to go.
The 4 different sizes of ice.
Man.
Kitchen fridge has 2 in it, and then there's the one sitting next to it that makes the nugget, and then in the garage there's that ice maker too.
It's a little excessive, but you know, we all have our things, and C-Lane is ready if you need some
a little
ice.
excessive. Tell that to my warm spoiling food. Oh wait, don't have any.
Right.
Oh, got him.
Alleviated yourself of that problem. You too can join us on the show, and I'd love to hear your voice today. Join us with the dispatch. How do you do that? Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we return, we will do jury duty. Moses DeWitt will be joining us, I believe. And we have a whole lot more as a Weird Monday show rolls on. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio on X.
Wait, is that right? Doesn't sound right.
Whatever. Find us at Real Radio on X.
Or, you know, the old Twitter.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
It appears Robert Saleh is finally ready to move on from Zach Wilson after another brutal offensive showing. Zach hit the bench, probably won't return. The Jets' D has been great, but it can only take a team so far. At some point, your quarterback in this league has to make plays, especially on third down. Without Aaron Rodgers, there's no right answer for the Jets at quarterback, but we know it's not Zach. I'm Colin Cowherd.
This Thanksgiving, Paramount Plus is serving up a tasty NFC East matchup when the Cowboys aim for another big win against the rival Commanders. It all kicks off at 4:30 Eastern. The NFL on CBS streams live on Paramount Plus.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing.
Although we're marketing at a very broad scale, it does include specific local markets, and that's the beauty of iHeart's network.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Bank of America is the proud employer of over 210,000 teammates who go above and beyond to support their clients' financial goals. Like Emily, who helps clients create a plan to build the future they want, like a wedding, having kids, or retirement. All real achievements her clients have shared photos of. For all your financial goals, we're here to listen and help. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/about. Bank of America N.A., member FDIC, equal credit opportunity lender.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
It's No Pay November at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Get Black Friday savings all month on every new and used car, and pay no money down, no interest financing, and no payments for 6 months. How can you say no? Rush to Sutherland Nissan Orlando, orlandonissan.com, home of the lifetime warranty. See dealer for details.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Learn more at chase.com/business premier. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Account subject to credit approval. Restrictions and limitations apply. Cards are issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift of clear vision. If you have a Flex Spending account, now is the time to schedule a LASIK consultation with the Filatowski Eye Institute. Just text 1041 to 868686 to get started on your path to better vision today. That's right, Flex Spending accounts can be used for LASIK procedures. Plus, you may qualify for 24-month interest-free financing. So, don't wait any longer. Simply text 1041 to 868686 to schedule your consultation today at the Filatowski Eye Institute.
Wonderful product. I've lost 111 pounds using that product. 111 pounds. You could not believe the difference. I went from a size 48 pant to a 33 pant and I've maintained that now for over almost a year now. Yeah, absolutely. Andro 400 has helped me lose 111 pounds, and I've maintained my weight for almost a year now.
Thanks, James, for that inspiring testimony and 111 good reasons to choose Andro 400. The most effective and natural way to lose belly fat, increase libido, gain energy, strength, and muscle while safely boosting your testosterone levels. So guys, how many reasons do you need for trying Andro 400? Well, here are 2 more great reasons. Order now and get free shipping plus an additional $6 off when you use the code SAVE6. That's SAVE6. Call 888-400-0435, 888-400-0435, or go to andro400.com. andro400.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
They're best friends. Unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the...
They said after the bungled operation where they fired their CEO, Sam Altman, the OpenAI AI company. OpenAI is the company that created ChatGPT. And I told you earlier that they were going to fire the whole board for this decision and then hire the fired CEO back. But he said, screw you, I'm done working for you. I'm going to Microsoft. And a bunch of his friends started going over to Microsoft. So Microsoft gets a huge win on this. The update is right now, 700 or 90% of OpenAI staff are threatening to quit. They may lose 90% of their employees. 700 people are threatening to quit and I guess potentially go over to Microsoft. And that company would just be upended by this. How absolutely stupid was this?
Can the AIs not do their jobs?
I guess not yet. We're not totally there yet. Before we get into jury duty, tips at thenewsjunkie.com. And Laureen emails. It says, hey, Sean, please enjoy the weekend as I know you will. Well, I did, Laureen. But I've been watching this effed up new docuseries called Escaping Twin Flames on Netflix. And wow, just wow. This ass-bag twerp and his wife give advice via internet cult activity is nauseating. But I have to keep watching. How in the hell are people so stupid, but at the same time, how are things like this deemed culturally acceptable? I'm not familiar with this. You guys watch this at all?
I think
Escaping
Ashley
Twin
started
Flames?
to watch a little bit of it, and she said it was like, it was pretty messed up.
Yeah, it's a great watch for sure. I know you guys are probably set up for the weekend waiting for Butt Boy 2 to drop. But check this out. Love to hear your thoughts on this. And I have not heard about it. I will check that out. You know who watched it? I think it was Fritz who watched it and was talking to me about it. Yeah. He said, you got to check this out, Sean. So I will at some point here. Have a great weekend. I have to go watch Kermit the Bachelor kiss somebody for the first time and give a rose or whatever. Man, that show is in weird territory.
I was in the other room and I heard Ashley go like, "Oh my gosh!" And I was like, "What's wrong? You know, there's a new kid here. This could be any number of things."
Yeah.
I go, "What's the matter?" And she goes, The Golden Bachelor just started, and they had teased something that was going to come up later in the show, and that was one of the ladies asking him the last time he had had sex, and old Kermit, Gary, the Bachelor, was like by myself or with a woman.
He's so weird, this guy. I can't stop watching, though. That's the problem. I'm enjoying it, even though it is that weird. And this last one, he did the what do they call the suites?
Fantasy suites.
Fantasy suites.
He did the fantasy suites with these old ladies, and I think he railed both of them.
I think so.
He won't say.
There's one lady who, to me, is much more attractive than the other. One lady looks like a goblin. She was like, ooh, goblin lady. And I think he told them both, like, he brings out this lady and he says to her, I think you're the one. And, like basically told her he was going to choose her. And they did the same thing with the other girl. And you go, what are you doing, man?
I'm in love with all these women.
This is the worst thing that happened since my wife died. Well, hello, Moses DeWitt. How are you?
Doing well. How are you doing?
We got Mo joining us here in studio. Let me turn your mic up just a little bit.
I got it.
We are going to get into jury duty momentarily. Actually, you know what? Let's just do it now. You ready, Mo?
Let's do it.
He's ready. I'm ready. You're ready. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. You have a lot of opportunities to pick different attorneys after getting into an accident or a slip and fall or whatever, but there's only one this guy. There's only one Moses DeWitt, and he's going to hear you out and fight for you and make sure that you're taken care of. 866-CALL-MO or go to justcallmo.com. I saw something pretty interesting, Moses, before the show today, and they said that Ron Jeremy, the porn star, who was accused of rape by more than 20 women, is now going to be released to his house due to his deteriorating health. So I think he's got dementia and he's got some other things. And they're going to release him to his house, even though he's still facing all of these charges. He was indicted on 34 criminal accounts based on allegations brought forward by 21 women. What do they do to determine whether or not somebody should be like released for medical grounds like that? Is it always some kind of catastrophic thing? We've even heard on the show we talked about last week, I said this dumbest thing ever. Some guy was 450 pounds and they released him. So how do they think through all this?
Well, I mean, here he hasn't been convicted yet, right?
No, I don't believe
so.
so.
Trial,
Yeah.
faced the charges yet.
Facing all these charges.
Yeah. So I mean, basically, he's being detained or being held. What he might have had, I'm guessing, without bail before. But to answer your question, basically, it's whether the jails are really set up to be able to deal with these kinds of medical issues, and they can deal with a lot of medical issues. But of course, that's on the government's dime. So if there's the opportunity for them to be able to, especially here where he hasn't been convicted, be let on some sort of bond or pretrial release conditions, whether it's home confinement or an ankle monitor, and get treatment outside of the jail system. Oftentimes they prefer that just because it doesn't cost the jail system a bunch of money.
Right.
Now, someone who's like 450 pounds, like you were mentioning, they just may not be equipped or set up for that, frankly.
Yeah, they just don't have the facilities built around that, unfortunately. It's so dumb, though, that they let somebody like that out. In his case, they said, I guess Ron Jeremy's like bedridden now, and he's in a really bad way. If you got
wasn't he so out of it that he thought he was still making pornos, and that was becoming an issue with the people taking care of him?
Yeah, that might be the answer right there.
Yeah, they said the DA warned that he was accused of assaulting caregivers in the past and could strike again. They said public guardian is responsible for that and could hire male caregivers and overruled our objection, so they've set him free. If he started to get better, would they go, yeah, you know what, we're going to put you back in?
Well, then the prosecutor could move to change the conditions of his release for whatever the reason may be, and the court would ultimately reevaluate that.
And the other story I have in jury duty today for you, Moses, was something that we brought up on the show, I think on Friday.
Okay.
Where all of a sudden there were allegations against Diddy that he did all kinds of terrible stuff to Cassie, this woman who was a former partner of his. Those things included like sex with other men in hotels that Diddy allegedly videotaped, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, freaky night. Freak off Fridays or whatever it was. And so all these allegations come flushing out. And then almost immediately, like the next morning when I woke up, they said they've settled this. It's over with.
Quick settlement.
They're moving on. What does that say to you when something like that happens?
Well, you have to look at it. Obviously, Diddy has the money to defend the lawsuit if he wants to, and go all the way to trial, just like Johnny Depp did, and could countersue for defamation and things like that if he believes these statements are completely false. Now, at the same time, he's going to be opening his life up to scrutiny of every sex act he may have been involved in, and what all that kind of stuff.
All the freaky nights,
right?
Communications between the two of them and stuff.
Oh, absolutely,
Okay.
yeah. So he may have made a decision that it's best just to pay this person to go away quickly, and there may be some truth to these allegations. Maybe there's not, but he obviously decided, I want to pay this person off, go away quickly. Now, some of the things that were alleged in the lawsuit, though, were criminal in nature. And so if that's true, there still could be criminal charges brought later on, even outside this civil lawsuit.
What if, I've never thought about this until this very moment, but what if you have an arrangement like this and Diddy pays off this accuser, Cassie, who said he did all kinds of terrible things? And I'm imagining in the settlement that they came to an agreement on, it must say that she's not allowed to speak about this, right?
Right.
Not allowed to speak about the allegations, or maybe even speak about Diddy at all publicly or whatever. What if there were actual legal criminal charges filed and she signed that document that said she wasn't able to talk about this? Can she still talk about it, or what would they do? Because he would be like, no, we have an arrangement here. You're not allowed to talk about this publicly.
So historically, you couldn't talk about it. But a couple years ago, there was a federal act that was passed where, if you remember the lawsuit by Tiger Woods' girlfriend, where she signed an NDA and then tried to overturn it under this act, basically saying that if there's allegations of sexual abuse of any kind, then those NDAs are invalid.
Right.
So even though she may sign an NDA or confidentiality agreement as part of this settlement, if criminal charges are brought, and she could still be compelled to testify under that act,
Then it invalidates the whole thing.
It could possibly invalidate it.
That could be a player here, or it just goes away. I mean, I'm not sure that.
Right. I mean, we don't know what level of truth there is to these allegations.
I mean, it was like really interesting reading that the next morning, because one of their defense mechanisms was she has been trying to come after us for money, or she's going to write this book. And then she only filed the lawsuit because the New York opened up some window to get past a statute of limitations, and that window was closing. So they were like, hey, this lady's been after us for money the whole time, and then all of a sudden they're like, we settled.
Yeah.
There's nothing that stops her from doing that, right?
No, if they open up the statute of limitations, she wants to file within that window. Otherwise, her claim is going to be forever barred. So, of course, that's why she did it, which then pushed the other side to settle the case quickly.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me. It's just, I think it's weird for people to see all these allegations come out and then everything disappears within.
Yeah, because there was even some like sex trafficking allegations and all sorts of stuff in there.
Yeah, would that mean that if she was going to write a book, she would be bound by, if they made an agreement saying she can't talk about this, even though it's like in a book she's writing, she can't share that story?
Absolutely, yeah.
Man,
now,
that ruins that.
I wouldn't side with a person like Puffy if he did what she accused him of.
That's Diddy.
Puffy,
it's hard to
Diddy,
tell.
Sean
It
Diddy,
changes a lot.
SC, but
I hope on the lawsuit they put also known as
every one of his names,
every single one
it's
of
a
them.
full
Diddy,
page for all
Puffy.
that.
But isn't that kind of like, should you even trust the statute of limitations if a judge can just go, we're going to suspend it for a while?
Well, usually a judge can't do that. So typically it's some sort of legislative act that gets passed where, and it usually has to do with some sort of
like sexual
abuse allegations. And most of the times we've seen it with minors as well. That it gets opened up because
I don't even know why there are statutes of limitations in some of those cases.
A lot of those cases, the statute of limitations have been expanded beyond what they used to be. But at the time, these laws, they had a limited statute of limitations. So the legislatures have gone back and kind of amended those and given
Catholic Church stuff? Is that what?
Well, some of that stuff. I know I think Hawaii is one of the ones that reopened it for a period of time. Just because, if the person was a child at the time, the statute of limitations only said 4 years. I'm just kind of making this up.
Right. They're still not even an adult.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they become 20 and they go, wait a second, I can't do anything about this. So there was kind of a push to reopen this retroactively for those people.
No, that makes absolute sense to me. You could join us on the show. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. So make your way over to the website or the News Junkie app, either one. Big update coming for that app, probably the beginning of next year, somewhere around there. But you can, with your phone with your laptop, whatever you have with a microphone, record a message, and then bam, you are participating in the show. And I love to hear from new folks, so maybe today's the day for you. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. Quick break. Mo, you want to hang out with us?
Yeah, I'll stick around for
All
a little
right.
bit.
I appreciate it.
Make Fowler do some work.
I appreciate it. You should have heard the beginning of the show today. It's only up from there. So you're
surprised you still wanted to come in.
you're on a better trajectory with us right now. Okay, when we come back, we're going to get to something that happened over in Argentina with the election and the guy who won, who is quite the character, and a celebrity gets a DUI. This is never a good look, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Should be clearing up a crash now in Orange County on Apopka Vineland Road southbound at Kilgore Road. Florida Turnpike northbound before South Canoe Creek Road has a minor crash with a shoulder block there with an 18-wheeler. And we have a minor accident in Brevard County on Wickham Road east of I-95 at Sheriff Drive. See traffic troubles, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Pat Largo.
This report is sponsored by Tri-County Metals. Ready to get a price on your metal roofing project? Complete the Get a Quote form on Tri-County Metals website at tricountymetals.com. Getting a quote for your new metal roof has never been faster or easier. Get started at tricountymetals.com.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
It's hot. We all know that. Have you noticed your power bill is skyrocketing? The current cost of energy is the highest it's ever been, and it's probably going to just keep getting higher. Solar Source can change that for you. I recently took the plunge with Solar Source with my pool heater, and man, it's been a game changer. I love working with Solar Source. Solar Source has nearly 40 years in the business. They bring the power of the sun to over 6,000 Central Florida homes since 1984. Mine and my mom's and my sister's included. Solar Source makes it easy with a free estimate. Monster listeners, they have an online tool that lets you get your own solar estimate in just 30 seconds. No pressure, no salesman, just the facts. You can harness your own power and stop wasting thousands of dollars every year renting your electricity at higher and higher prices. Visit solarsource.com/monsters and see how easy it is to get your instant hassle-free quote. Solar Source, the most trusted name in solar. solarsource.com/monsters.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
People think Florida is salty because most of our state is surrounded by salt water. But it's the other states that are salty. Why? Because we get to enjoy McDonald's breakfast bagels year-round. You see, most parts of the country aren't as lucky as us and can't wake up to a steak, egg, and cheese bagel with a tender, juicy steak patty and savory grilled onions, or a sausage, egg, and cheese bagel with a sizzling hot pork sausage patty, or a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel with thick-cut applewood smoked bacon. Enjoy savory breakfast bagels only at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. At participating McDonald's.
Calling all loyal McRib fans. Guess what? It's back at McDonald's, and it's fire with that tangy barbecue sauce and seasoned boneless pork. Right now, get 25% off when you spend $5 only when you order ahead in the McDonald's app. So pick up a tasty McRib combo meal with medium fries and an ice-cold Diet Dr. Pepper. It's back for a limited time, so don't you sleep on this deal. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 9/1/23 through 12/31/23 at participating McDonald's for a limited time. Valid once a day. Must opt into rewards. Diet Dr. Pepper is a registered trademark of Dr. Pepper 7-Up Inc.
Wesh 2 News, now here for you at 7 p.m. Because breaking news doesn't wait for the right time.
News never stops.
And that's why our team keeps going. We're adding more coverage of what matters most to Central Florida. The big stories that will have you talking. An accurate forecast you can depend on. Stuart Moore, Michelle Imperato, Tony Manalfi. Wesh 2 News at 7 p.m. Local, live, late breaking.
On the next Access Hollywood, Hollywood hits Vegas for the race of the year. Ben and Jen's night out on the strip, and cameras roll as Brad Pitt's Formula One movie takes over Vegas. Plus, Shaq is back on the court, our behind-the-scenes exclusive as he shows off his fitness transformation.
So how much weight have we dropped?
And it's double trouble.
I think this needs to be a twinterview.
Our twin surprise for Supermoms, Nikki and Brie Garcia, next Access Hollywood. Hey, Mario Lopez here. Join me for Access Hollywood tonight at 7:30 on Wesh 2.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, we want to share special thank you messages this Veterans Day. And who better to hear them from than your friends and family?
Happy Veterans Day to my husband, Timothy Golden. We are so proud of you.
I'd like to shout out Brendan Barrett, who served as an infantryman in the U.S. Army.
Sending a happy Veterans Day shout out to my amazing husband, Shane Dixon.
And from all of us here, happy Veterans Day. Use hashtag Gratitude Mission to thank a veteran and honor their service. Your service inspires ours. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. When good things go bad, bad things make headlines. This is the
stories that I've seen on this show in a very long time, and that is saying something. But this is enough to make your skin crawl a little bit, I would think. I see this story from Rio Rancho. That's where this went down over on the West Coast. And they said an 84-year-old woman, she calls the cops and she tells police that her caretaker is going to murder her. All right? So this 82-year-old woman goes, this guy who's taking care of me, he's going to murder me. You got to help me out. The officers showed up. And they treated her like she was old, dementia-ridden lady. Oh, you okay? You really think he's going to kill you? Maybe you're just freaking out here.
You're okay, me, Mom.
You're doing just fine. And the officers even talked to the caretaker that she said was going to murder her and complimented the caretaker on his firearms that he had inside the home. And they said, all right, see you later. And she's begging him. You got to stay. You got to stay. The cops got to stay because he's going to kill me. 4 hours later, the caretaker murdered the woman.
Oh.
And
Jesus.
You go, my God, the woman told you exactly what was happening. She told you that this person was going to murder her. And then when you showed up at the house, she begged you to stay because he's going to kill me. And you congratulated the guy on his gun collection and bolted and said, good luck with Mima or whatever, and just hauled ass. To me, that's a frustrating story. That's you had everything you needed to solve this problem, and yet you still screwed it up. Here's ABC 7 talking about this, giving some more details.
Allows police to take away someone's guns if they think there's an immediate threat to someone.
Tonight in a Target 7 investigation, we learned one of the state's largest counties has never used that law. And some say if they had, an 82-year-old woman would be alive today.
They could have done it in this case.
New Mexico enacted the red flag gun law nearly 3 years ago.
So you've heard a lot about these red flag gun laws, and basically if there's a threat like this, they would have been able to act and take away the person's guns for a very short period of time. Then, of course, that person would have been able to try to get the guns back, and there's a whole process for this stuff. I don't know how many states have those kind of red flag laws, Moses. I don't know if you know.
I do not know off the top of my head.
No, there's a decent amount of them that I think have jumped.
Sure, Google could tell us.
Yeah, have jumped on this in the last little bit, and now they're going to tell you what happened inside the house.
Just use 51
Google.
times throughout the state. This is June Ann.
There she
Just
is.
hours before her death, she told police her caretaker had guns, and she was worried he was going to kill her. But a petition was never filed.
Damn.
She's a hospice patient, and she's getting uncontrollable. Trying to cry her on the bed, and I can't control her anymore.
I can't control her.
She needs for her own safety. You get the hell out of here.
This is Henry Cardona.
That's the guy who killed her.
911 in April, talking about Junann Fannel, an 82-year-old woman he had been taking care of for several years.
Does she have any medical conditions? Anything we need to know about?
She's got a whole bunch of medical conditions. Get her the hell out of here.
Get her the hell out of here, he said. So even in that call, you could tell that something had gone awry here. And the cops, we learn almost every time we talk about this, Mo, that the cops are very, very protected when it comes to mistakes that they've made in the line of duty. They can hide behind qualified immunity in some cases. They can say, look, there was nothing we could do because of the red flag laws. Or there's lots of different things that they could say. But it's hard to say now that the cops have been there and had all the info that they were liable, right?
Yeah, in general, those lawsuits are very difficult. Now, we have seen, I think, more of these lawsuits recently. I think we've seen a few that have been successful, but typically it's a very difficult burden to show. I mean, we've talked about these cases before where, you know, the one that always sticks out in my mind was the one where somebody called and basically said they were being held captive in their home at gunpoint.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they were being sexually assaulted, and they got away with enough time to call 911, report this. The officer came, knocked on the front door, nobody answered it, and they just left.
Oh.
I don't remember if they survived or if they were murdered, but it was ultimately a terrible situation.
Well, the officer's going to go, I was under the impression that this was maybe a fake call, and I didn't see anybody was there, so I left and went on my way. But when you have the full picture, you're like, oh, you were so close to being able to do something here. Also saw not a good day for the Hogan family. Hulk Hogan's son, Nick Hogan, is accused of driving under the influence, and they said he refused to take the breathalyzer, which is recommended, not recommended. If you're drunk, you should probably refuse it, right?
Yeah, it depends county by county and even courtroom by courtroom now. But typically, you're going to lose your license if you don't take it, but it kind of depends on the situation, whether you should take it or not.
Yeah. The hook on that was that the results aren't actually admissible in court, right?
Well, they used to not be. That's somewhat been changing. Again, courtroom by courtroom, there's a bunch of litigation still ongoing regarding that.
Did they open up their software? Because that was the problem, right? The breathalyzer people wouldn't open up their software, so you couldn't test the accuracy.
They wouldn't give out the source code, I think. They wanted
the source code, yeah.
Yeah.
But then they opened it where you could fly to wherever their headquarters were, and you could inspect it there.
Oh, great.
And this was a number of years ago.
You
got
to find somebody who knows whatever machine language or programming language, if that's the case. And you have to find them as an expert. Now you have to pay them a lot. And you're going to have to fly them to the home state of the makers of the Intoxilizer 5000.
DUIs have gotten so specialized now because of all this litigation.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen some DUIs that have been stuck in this litigation for the better part of a decade now.
Wow.
The person got a DUI nearly 10 years ago and it still hasn't been resolved.
Some of those people have gotten a couple more DUIs, I'm sure.
Probably.
Some of them probably have, yeah.
Do you think that that's going to get cleaned up when some of these cases are resolved, or is it going to be murky like that for a while?
5 years ago, I thought it was going to be cleaned up fairly quickly,
and
but
here
it's still going on. So.
Man, that's wild. I didn't know that had changed so much. Well, maybe that'll benefit him. Nick Hogan was arrested 1:18 a.m. on Saturday. There was a Dodge Ram that was approaching the police in a separate lane. They said an officer used his flashlight to signal to Balea that he must slow down and move to another lane. He did not comply. That's a violation, I've never heard of this before, of the state's move over law.
Yep.
The move over law. Do you know what this does? I mean, obviously there's something applied by the name, but does it basically just mean not following a cop's instructions is breaking the law?
Well, if there's a cop on the side of the road, you're supposed to move over a lane to give them space to protect them, essentially.
Gotcha.
If you can safely do so. If not, you're supposed to slow to a certain speed.
Okay, well, that's what they used to get him 51 and a 40 on the in-car radio, and they said he performed poorly on field sobriety tests, so he was hit with some charges there and probably going to get caught up in all of that mess that Moses was just talking about.
And if you remember, he got convicted of reckless driving back when he was 17 or 18, I think, and did 5 months
Somebody
in
got
jail.
really badly injured.
Like his best friend,
Uh-huh.
was never the same. I think had a traumatic brain injury from the accident. He was street racing at the
Right,
time.
yeah.
So he does have a little bit of a criminal history, when it comes to his driving record here that, could make this a little more severe than your normal first-time DUI minimums.
Right. They might just not look past things here. We want to hear from you. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. The guy who won the election in Argentina, won by 56% of the vote, Javier Milei is the guy. I think I've played some of his stuff on the show before where I said, this guy's way wilder than Trump.
Is he the guy with the crazy
Yes.
Elvis hair?
Yep, he's got this
Yeah.
big flopping haircut like Elvis Presley, and he's pretty extreme.
He's weird.
His views, all of his interviews is like cursing at all of his political opponents. I saw a videotape of this guy who just won the election in Argentina, and there's a whiteboard in a room, and on the whiteboard is all of these like tags for different pieces of the government. And he walks by the whiteboard and he goes, Department of Education? No! And he throws it away. He's like, Department of Health and Ministry? No! And he's like, he rips half of the government off of the wall and says he's just going to nuke all of this stuff. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens in Argentina as the political outsiders scored a huge win. And they got major inflation problems and lots of big issues to deal with. They're going to go to the dollar, which could be good for us, and they hope that's going to stabilize things over there. Before we go to your dispatches, tips@thenewsjunkie.com, I must work in an apology here because I keep doing this. And Not Your Average Joe says, please stop giving Guitar Slinger credit for my songs. I'm pretty sure you gave him one of my prizes on false pretenses in the past. Nothing against him. His dispatches aren't all horrible. I'm the pom guy, and he gets credit for it. I'm Flying Tony, for Christ's sake. The first person ever on your white bar. I'm done ranting. Love the show and will always rep the shirts. He's totally right. I play his dispatches all the time, and it'll be a funny song. And then afterwards, I'll be like, man, Guitar Slinger is really great. I just confuse the two for some reason.
It's just a guy with a guitar that does dispatches.
Yeah, I'm thinking Guitar Slinger. He's playing the guitar. Okay, yes. But I do apologize. You're right about that. And I did notice that Guitar Slinger is really quiet about it. He takes
really, interesting
for the work that he hasn't even done. Okay, let's go over to Ghost talking about ankle monitors. Hello?
So I was actually recently in a position to be wearing an ankle monitor. And when I was...
That is an interesting way to phrase that.
I recently had the privilege of wearing an ankle monitor.
I was recently in a position where I could wear an ankle monitor.
Imagine a dressing room if we were trying on ankle monitors.
All right, let's let her talk it all out.
Leaving the jail, there was one other person who was getting an ankle monitor who happened to be a very, very large man.
Mm-hmm.
So they put mine on, and I went to get released, but they couldn't get his around his ankle. So they had to special order a larger sized cuff from California, and I'm in Florida for reference. So they decided to put him back into jail, and he remained there for a week.
Ooh. Well, they got
waiting
that
for a larger
big
size
one.
ankle monitor to arrive. So with Ron Jeremy, they definitely could have gotten a larger ankle monitor. I mean, I have firsthand experience knowing that there is larger ones available.
Okay. I believe you. Thank you for the dispatch, Ghost. But the real question is,
what'd you do?
What'd you do? What'd you do? What made you in that position to have the the opportunity to have an ankle monitor. Tell us about that. Send a follow-up dispatch.
What an
right?
opportunity, though. You
Yeah,
know?
man, that's a very, very cool it's a very, very cool circumstance to find yourself in. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, something just sold at auction. In fact, I got 2 things that just sold at auction for an insane amount of money, and you guys are all stupid for buying this stuff. Every last one of you. What is it? It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Insert promo line to get listeners to follow the Real Radio 1041 Instagram account. I'll fix that later. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Should be clearing up a crash now in Orange County on Apopka Vineland Road southbound at Kilgore Road. Florida Turnpike northbound before South Canoe Creek Road has a minor crash with a shoulder block there with an 18-wheeler. And we have a minor accident in Brevard County on Wickham Road east of I-95 at Sheriff Drive. See traffic troubles, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Pat Largo.
This report is sponsored by Tri-County Metals. Not sure which metal roofing panel is best for your project? Try Tri-County Metals' free panel selector tool on their website at tricountymetals.com. It will help you make your decision, and it's free and easy at tricountymetals.com.
Call today, cool today. Visit cooltoday.com.
Whoa, what happened to my grocery store?
This is your grocery store.
No, this is
a farmer's market?
Yes.
Any grocery store is like a farmer's market when you shop Fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida brings the farmer's market to wherever you buy groceries. Look for our logo or ask for Fresh from Florida.
Suddenly, you're stuck with an unexpected car repair expense. And just like that, you don't have enough cash to pay your rent. Now what? Download the Solo Funds app. As part of the Solo community, other members loan you the cash you need at terms you select. No credit checks and no title loans you can never pay back. At Solo Funds, our members come through for one another. We're Solo. Join us at solofunds.com.
Looking to switch your phone service? Well, what if there was a carrier that wasn't just another phone company? One that's brand new, built with technology for the next 50 years, not the last 50. Well, now there is. Boost Infinite Wireless, the only carrier that switches between its own network and the other top 2 networks to find the best quality calls and data for you, anywhere, anytime. So why limit yourself to one network when you can get 3? And you can get a low-priced, unlimited wireless plan that gives you a new iPhone every year. That's right. You get the latest model iPhone every year. Its power of new technology gives you better service at lower prices. Boost Infinite Wireless. Visit boostinfinite.com. That's boostinfinite.com. Or go to amazon.com and search for Boost iPhone 15 today. See boostinfinite.com for terms and conditions.
You wouldn't believe the week I've had. I've searched the summer villa and the weekend castle, but I can't seem to find my platinum opera glasses anywhere.
Those minor inconveniences. I myself have been overseeing the new addition to my dog's mansion. His spa wasn't spacious enough.
Truly, I can't even fathom such a thing. By the way, how did you come into such wealth?
My grandfather invented those tiny plastic tables in the center of pizza boxes. What about you?
Me? Oh, I sold my car to Algo.
Selling your car to Algo might not get you tiny tables and pizza box money, but it is the easiest way to get the most money for your car. We give you a guaranteed offer in minutes. Verify the condition of your vehicle with a quick phone call, and boom, the money is yours. Active car loan, we will still buy your car. And the best part is, we handle all the paperwork. It's simple. If you don't want the most money for your car, don't sell your car to Algo. And definitely don't visit algonation.com.
It's No Pay November at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Get Black Friday savings all month on every new and used car. And pay no money down, no interest financing, and no payments for 6 months. How can you say no? Rush to Sutherland Nissan Orlando. OrlandoNissan.com. Home of the lifetime warranty. See dealer for details.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies. including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens. And it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
On the new true crime podcast, Unrestorable, dive into the heartbreaking case of a mother declared not competent to stand trial, a father seeking justice for the children he lost, and the mental health laws that could let her walk free.
We're very punitive. We have just an extraordinarily high rate of incarceration in this country and a still pretty stigmatizing view of mental illness.
Listen to Unrestorable on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
In this week's Marketers Report, we hear about the importance of local radio from Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Hi, I'm Daniel Tosh, host of a new podcast called Tosh Show, brought to you by iHeart Podcasts. I'll be interviewing people that I find interesting, so not celebrities, and certainly not comedians. We'll be covering topics like religion, travel, sports, gambling, but mostly it will be about being a working mother. If you're looking for a podcast that will educate and inspire, or one that will really make you think, this isn't the one for you. Listen to Tosh Show on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
Send us a dispatch and join the ranks of the great 5%ers.
Mo, you got to cook stuff for Thanksgiving, or
absolutely not?
Yeah, you're in a good spot. You're
We're
in
going
a
out of town.
good spot.
Pre-order the meal already.
Oh, nice. That's the way
Heat
to
it
do
up.
it. And well, Courtney has to cook a couple of things, and then we're going over to some family and hanging out with them that we do each year. But
You know what you're going to say at the table? Or are we still doing this? Or they stopped that?
No, they stopped it after I screwed it up for them. They did this thing. Oh, God. For those of you who are new to the show, they did this thing where they went around the table and it was like, say something you're thankful for. And I don't even know why I said it, but I said, I'm thankful that we only have to do this once a year. And then I thought about how that sounded afterwards. And I was like, I love all these people who I'm with. What the hell what am I doing here?
Glad I only have to see you a-holes once a year.
That's how they took it. That's exactly how they took it.
Rightfully so. They should have. It was a terrible thing to say. And then they killed that tradition. Like, I actually was the end of that tradition, which it's a real shame.
Well, that's an accomplishment, though. I mean,
is it?
There's a couple people in the family that should be thanking you for ending, because they didn't like doing it either.
It's not the worst thing. I'm turning into a new person these days, though. Now I would do a nice thank you.
Yeah, a little bitch.
Let's go to our friend Frankie McDonald. We got to catch up with him. It's been a bit. And Frankie's tweets.
Is he saying Bitcoin?
No, his tweets are on fire as of late. I'll take you through some of these. But I haven't seen this one yet. This is Frankie McDonald. And I think he says he's acting like a cat in this video. So here he goes. Let's see.
Okay, guys, let's do a guy acting like a cat.
All right, here he goes.
Okay, a cat in heat?
You got to make it big. I'm getting more crying baby than I am getting cat, but it's because all of his other ones are so good and his impressions are so good that he sets the bar incredibly high. And Frankie McDonald has been like tweet storming it up. If you are new with the show, he's been on the show with us multiple times. He's the sweetest guy in the world. I think he's famous for this
we're
video.
going to do a guy tries to eat 50 hamburgers at once. Here's the barbecue.
Making the hamburgers. Toasting the buns.
Putting the barbecue sauce in the hamburgers.
It's a weird choice.
Cooking them up.
Putting cheddar cheese on it.
I like how he takes like a reasonable amount of time to cook these burgers that he's serving up right now.
Put some bacon on it. Barbecue and hamburgers.
He's still going.
The hamburgers are ready.
All right, the hamburgers are ready.
I want you to eat 50 hamburgers at once. Eat them all right now.
He's screaming at us.
Eat those hamburgers right now.
I would love to be his neighbor.
I was just wondering, like, do you think it's commonplace in that neighborhood to just drive by and go, oh, there's Frankie's making one of his burger videos again?
Yeah, there goes Frankie. He has parlayed this into, he has an action figure. I've got his bobblehead over there next to Josh in the studio. He's written a book. He's gotten all sorts of attention to his stuff because his real passion is weather. Frankie McDonald is like a weather genius. I'm trying to see. Okay, here was my favorite tweet. Okay, I retweeted this, I think, or maybe I just bookmarked it or something. And Frankie McDonald tweeted, "Just imagine if the wind gusts to," and he put like all of the nines in a row. Like he put a number beyond quadruple, you know, like or like quadrillion. It's like 9 miles per hour. And I said, you know, imagine if wind did go up to that many miles per hour. That would be something else, Frank.
It's like a Courtney question.
Imagine if wind was that fast. We'd be screwed over and it would be in trouble. And he always does this. I'll never get over this. This is one of my favorite things he does, where he takes a picture with a lot of ladies that see him at the airport or see him out in public because he's pretty famous.
My favorite is the bit that ensues every time he posts one of these.
Oh, where people in the comments start
I don't think
him?
she's 21, Frankie.
he'll be like, how does he usually title the photos? Because he has a way of saying that somebody took a picture with him.
Fan got to take a picture with me or something like that.
Yeah. She was super excited for this experience to take a picture with me. Oh, he's the best. Absolutely love him. If you're not following him, you should be. Frankie MacD on Twitter is his name. All right, let's get to these things that sold at auction, and people are real stupid, and they spent a bunch of money on them. One, which is kind of cool, it's Napoleon's hat. His battered old hat sold at auction. That's interesting with the Napoleon movie that's coming out before too long. And the whole argument over that movie, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but Ridley Scott made this new Napoleon movie with Joaquin Phoenix in it. And people were saying that there was a lot of stuff that was historically inaccurate in the movie. And Ridley Scott, his response was, how do you know? Were you there? And you go, okay. I mean,
solid.
Like, there are like historical documents we can refer to see what things were like when Napoleon was around. But regardless, his hat just sold for $2.1 million at an auction of his belongings. They thought it might get between $650,000 or $870,000, but it got a lot more than that at $2.1 million.
Not bad.
Though.
Yeah, not bad. This one, total waste of money, absolute loser behavior to buy this. A bottle of Scotch whiskey, billed as the most sought after in the world, has sold for $2.7 million, a record for a bottle of wine or spirits. And I guess you're supposed to just hold on to this. You don't even drink it when it costs that much money. What's the most expensive shot or type of alcohol you've ever had? Wasn't there one in the Bahamas at
well, yeah, they had the Pappy shots.
Is that what it was? Because there was something on the wall in Hopetown, Bahamas, where we went with you, and it was like really expensive for one shot.
Yeah, they had like the different levels of Pappy. But Josh and I were in Atlanta, and we went to some bar, and what were they like? $11 for a Pappy shot?
Yeah, it was some stupidly cheap amount, and I asked the bartender, I was like, "Are you sure?" And she's like, "Let me double check," and she's like, "Yep." And I ran it up.
$11 for Pappy?
Something like that.
Yeah.
We also weren't paying for dinner either. So.
It wouldn't have mattered how much it cost.
Even if it was $130 a shot, you still go for it.
Remember that documentary? I think it was called Neat, about like bartenders and stuff. Or
I don't think I saw that.
No, Neat was more about bourbon. Hey Bartender, I think it was. And there was this one guy that was like wanted to be the turd in the punch bowl, and he's like, as soon as I get this bottle of Pappy Van Winkle, I'm making Pappy Van Winkle Jello shots. And you're like, what a jerk.
And I've had Pappy Van Winkle several times. It's okay.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
It's like this stuff.
Hype.
It all tastes the same. All these like liquors and stuff. But when one's more expensive, you're like, Yeah, like we're going to savor this. This is a special occasion.
I must have it.
And I think we even do that on secret shows with champagne or
we did a vodka one.
We did a vodka one.
We did do champagne and caviar.
And you can't tell the difference.
Fancy boys.
Yeah, we went for it. If you want
We are
to
fancy.
catch up with secret shows, you can hear us uncensored by subscribing over at thenewsjunkie.com. Use promo code 1week, all one word, and that will get you in on the action with your first week free.
I don't
Sign
remember
up at thenewsjunkie.com.
I remember the what's the Ace of, is it Ace of Spades, the Jay-Z champagne?
I don't know. I think you might be right. Hold on, I'll look it up right now. Go ahead.
I
Definitely-
know Luke Belair Rosé.
Had a bottle of the Ace of Spades thing, and that one just was packaged
Yep, you're right.
expensively.
Ace
And-
of Spades.
Yeah, that was good. It was decent stuff. That was probably among the higher dollar champagnes that I've had.
How much does that cost?
Couple $100.
Oh, God. See, it's such a ripoff. The cheap stuff that you get with your orange juice for your mimosas is every bit as good as this stuff.
Yeah, some Andres, baby.
They even do this in the meat world, and it's like a status symbol to get it. I'm not going to know what it is, but C-Lane will know. Jose Andres has it. When you go in, he's got like this piece of meat.
Ooh, the ham?
Yeah. Is it Serrano ham or something?
I think so.
It's
They
incredibly
slice little pieces off of it.
Yeah, you get like just a little bit, and to me, I'm like, this is old ham.
It's really good.
You guys
Your
have
mom's old ham.
But yeah, so what? But I'm not spending a bunch of money on a bunch of old ham. All right, let's go over to you. Let's work at a couple of dispatches. Here's Tater Hog. He's joining in on the action. Hello?
What up, junkies? How's everybody doing this pre-Thanksgiving week?
Good.
Hey, can we not forget about the dude who violently screamed when he heard the missing military jet go down and had that god-awful scream?
Oh, I vaguely
let's bring
remember that.
back. We can't forget about that guy. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Yeah, that was a while ago. That one didn't stick with me quite as much. Keyed Up has a Courtney question. Let's see here.
What's up, news junkies?
Hey.
Got a question for you. Who buys a gun safe without owning a gun?
Mm-hmm.
That could be a good Courtney question. I wonder how she reacted to that.
Well,
Wiggle, wiggle,
you see, I
pop,
bought a gun
pop.
safe recently.
Did you have a gun rack first?
No. I got the gun safe first.
I don't even own a gun, much less many guns that would necessitate an entire rack.
So,
I got it.
I got the safe first. What movie is that?
Wayne's World.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank God.
Hell yeah, Moses. That's why I'm wearing your shirt.
I love that you're wearing the shirt,
Yeah,
C-Lane.
that's why it's not a giant coincidence or anything. I got the gun safe so when I bring home the gun that I'm going to buy, I can put it in the safe and it is safely stored because I want to be a responsible gun owner, not just Wild Wild West shooting around.
When you bring, you're talking about it like it's a crib for a baby. Like when I bring home the gun, I want to have a nice little safe to stay in.
Well,
when do you bring home the
C-Lane,
gun?
As you know, I don't have the greatest history with gun safety. I've told a story about going to the gun range on this show, and the gun jammed, and then I brought the gun in, waving it around into the lobby area. So they're like, "Whoa, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
Screamed at me. So from there, I've turned over a new leaf, and I'm being as safe as possible. And so I got the gun safe. I think maybe this weekend I might be going out and getting the gun itself.
Get that pellet gun?
No, real deal. I'm gonna get probably gonna get a Glock. That's what I'm looking at right now. I was looking at a couple other
Let's get a
types of guns.
6-shooter. We can do open carry in here.
Guns are relatively cheap. Didn't realize that. You can get a nice gun for $300-400 for like a little handgun. If you want something fancier, it's a little more expensive. But yeah, considering what you could do with the gun, it seems like a fair deal to me. Maybe that's part of the problem.
What do you plan on doing with the gun? Shoot those peacocks? Pick them up for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, anything could happen. If I get wild enough and those peacocks come up in the front yard, you might hear a news story about me shooting those things. That's a possibility. Here's Bruce Traveler.
Courtney's dog doesn't escape.
It says, this could be my last dispatch. Oh, no.
Hey guys, this might be my last dispatch. You see, I just took some Skyrizi, but I'm not sure if I'm allergic to Skyrizi.
This is one way to find
don't
out.
Take Skyrizi if you're allergic to it. So, wish me luck and wiggle wiggle pop.
Godspeed, sir.
That's Rizm Kism ad Rizm to you, sir.
Sounds fake every single time.
Sounds
I
like
hear
a
it.
member of the Wu-Tang Clan.
All right. We'll work this in just because of the stories we were telling. Guitar Slinger has a dispatch. For real, actually, truly Guitar Slinger.
For cat imitations, I like the old MGM cartoons. Meow, 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 meow. And I just caught the end. Whose material am I stealing? What?
Not your average Joe, but his dispatch was better than that one. I'm sorry. I'd hate to say that to you. Love Frankie McDonald and love you too. So do join us here on the show today. It's very easy for you to do that. And the website has everything you need, including not only just can you leave a dispatch over on the website, but you can also subscribe to the podcast, which if you miss any of the show is the perfect way for you to catch up with us and keep in touch with everything happening in the world of the News Junkie. So do that, and then while you're over there, say hello, introduce yourself. It's kind of rude that you haven't done that yet, and you're just sitting on the sidelines when you could be welcoming yourself into the community. So let me hear your beautiful voice when we continue on the show. Go to thenewsjunkie.com with your phone, your laptop, anything with a microphone, and hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we come back, final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut, and today I'm going to wrap everything up for a Monday. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show, the Picasso of Palatka.
I don't even know what to say to that.
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Happy Monday, everyone. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. You can expect a mix of sun and clouds today, and temperatures rising to the upper 70s, if not low 80s inland. Winds out of the east-northeast at about 5 to 10 miles per hour, or partly cloudy and quiet overnight with lows in the 60s. Even warmer for your Tuesday before rain chances on the way by Wednesday. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
Black Friday is Dell's biggest sale of the year. Get limited time deals, free shipping, and huge savings on laptops like the XPS 13. Engineered to do it all on the Intel Evo platform. Shop now at Dell.com/deals.
Hey, big shout out and congratulations to Warren out of Sanford. He listens to the show. He was ready to upgrade his driving situation. He went down to Nations Trucks over the weekend and left in his very own 2021 Ford F-250 4x4. And you, friends, can be next. You got a long weekend coming up. It's the perfect one to start driving the truck that you deserve. Ford, Chevy, Ram, GMC. Nations Trucks has got them all. And with approved credit, you make no payments for 90 days. So visit nationtrucks.com right now and check out all their Black Friday specials, or go down and see them in Sanford in person. 1792, just 1 mile south at Lake Mary Boulevard, and let them know C-Lane for the News Junkie sent you.
Be sure to join us for Light Up Mount Dora on November 25th in Elizabeth Evans Park, beginning at 4:30 p.m. with live music by Violectric, holiday entertainment, and hosted by Fox 35's John Brown. Enjoy over 2 million Christmas lights, holiday drones, a firework display, and more. Sponsored by Visit Lake, Van Genaway Chevrolet, and the City of Mount Dora. For more information, visit MountDoraHolidays.com, and we'll see you there on November 25th.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Looking to take your next event to the next level? Party Time Rentals in Apopka serves all Central Florida.
From birthdays to weddings, corporate events to family reunions, Party Time Rentals in Apopka has everything you need to make your event unforgettable.
Our wide selection will make your party planning a breeze.
Our friendly staff is ready to help, ensuring your event goes off without a hitch.
Party Time Rentals in Apopka. Visit us today in Apopka or online at partytimeapopka.com.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, we want to share special thank you messages this Veterans Day. And who better to hear them from than your friends and family?
Happy Veterans Day to my husband, Timothy Golden. We are so proud of you.
I'd like to shout out Brendan Barrett, who served as an infantryman in the U.S. Army.
Sending a Happy Veterans Day shout out to my amazing husband, Shane Dixon.
And from all of us here, Happy Veterans Day. Use hashtag Gratitude Mission to thank a veteran and honor their service. Your service inspires ours. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
To me, the most important word in the world is dignity. There are certain God-given rights to be fed, to have shelter, medicine, and clothing. When many of our clients come to us, they face the great risk of losing much of what they have, in some cases, losing everything. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. In one instant, an accident, a natural disaster, or the intentional acts of others can threaten our dignity. Whether it's the loss of a paycheck, paying medical bills, enduring a life of pain and suffering, or a claim with your own insurance company, or a business dispute, and you can't afford to pay a lawyer by the hour, your dignity hangs in the balance. You only pay us if we recover for you. Let my firm fight for you, your family, and your dignity. Call us for a free consultation. Dial pound law on your cell phone. That's pound 529. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Thanks to your product, I've lost 65 pounds. That I've been using your product since 2017. I used to weigh 245 pounds, so I'm very happy being under 200 pounds. It gives me energy, and I was taking since day one the Andrew 400 Max. It helped me lose the fat, really, really fast. In 3 months, I lost 65 pounds. I'm 63 years old, and I'm very happy with the product.
Congratulations, Antonio, on losing 65 pounds in 3 months and keeping that belly fat off for over 6 years with Andro 400 Max. Guys, if you're looking for a great way to lose belly fat, gain energy, and improve your mood, then Andro 400 Max is for you. Andro 400 is safe and natural and helps men like Antonio not only reach their weight loss goals, but also help keep that belly fat off for good. So kickstart your goals today. Go to andro400.com and get free shipping and discounts only on andro400.com. That's andro400.com.
When seasonal allergies and clogged sinuses make you miserable, you want fast relief. But recently there's confusion about which cold and allergy products work and which ones don't. In fact, oral phenylephrine, a drug found in many oral decongestants in the cold and allergy aisle, is currently being evaluated by the FDA because it may be ineffective. Luckily, there's a drug-free solution called Navage that for many provides on-the-spot relief. Navage is the natural way to relieve congestion by sucking out the allergens, germs, and mucus that can make you stuffy and miserable. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick and easy, but more than anything, it helps you breathe better. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril. Trust drug-free Navage so you can breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
iHeartRadio is your #1 app for the holidays. Just open the app and search iHeart Holiday and start listening to Magic 107.7, plus all kinds of other holiday stations, playlists, and podcasts. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Since 2010, Blindster has sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters to satisfied customers across the country with 20,000 five-star reviews and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Custom blinds at low prices and free shipping. Blindster.com.
This station is participating in a nationwide sweepstakes where one lucky winner wins a trip for 4 to be part of a band's entourage for one evening and see them on tour. Prize provided by AEG. For more information about the sweepstakes, go to the station's website and click the Contests tab.
Real Radio 104.1.
On a constant quest to stay calm, like that bear in the hammock.
And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Monday. And thanks to you for dealing with us and our technical difficulties today. We appreciate your patience, as always. And by patience, I mean you were melting down the entire time and getting very upset.
Hell of a beginning to the stream, though. I think
Do they know we can't hear?
Yeah, they know it. We can't hear any audio. Oh, God.
Hey, Bozo, we can't hear you.
And we're hearing a sports station in our headphones and everything's broken and sideways. But
it's fun.
We got through it, friends. And happy Thanksgiving to you, Moses. I know you're headed off to, where are you going?
Utah.
Utah. And are you? Can you ski out there, or is it not like?
I think it's open, just like a few runs are open.
Mm-hmm.
The season hasn't really started out
The
there
Black
yet.
Diamond's not ready yet.
Obviously, the double, triple mogul, backflip slopes, that's what I'm always on.
Can you ski?
Yeah, I can ski.
I've never been skiing
Not
in my
well,
life.
but I can ski.
I've never been once in my life skiing.
You
even
should
though
go this year.
I was born in Vermont, and I went to. We only went to Vermont during the summer, so I went to Vermont. But when we go to the ski slopes, it was the summer, and they had, instead of skiing, you ride in these little carts down the hill. I forgot what they called it. So that's the closest I've been. I was on the slopes, but there was no snow along
You
with
never
it.
did any like sort of water skiing or kneeboarding?
No. I'm not good at those things. I tried to surf one time and nearly died, and I just said, this is out of my comfort zone.
I'd love to see you ski.
Oh, God. I told you I tried rollerblading, and rollerblading alone was, like, impossible for me. It was like two independent legs going in independent directions. I couldn't get control of anything. It was bad.
Remember when we had that skating birthday party for Sabrina? And it was like the first time any of us had been on roller skates in this is like the opposite of John Busdecker level.
Yeah.
Where that guy's at the roller rink every other Saturday getting his disco on. And we were like, do we remember how to do this? What happens if we fall down? Yeah.
We're using the wall to stop every single time. I basically run into the wall on every corner that I encounter.
Strategy.
It was bad. All right, let's get to a couple of final dispatches. Oh, Swilly, it's his birthday, and he's chiming in. Let's hear him.
Hey, everybody, happy today.
Hey.
I just wanted to say thank you to all the folks that reached out to me today, wished me happy birthday. Made me feel all warm and happy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody I've met through this show is
even the comic book guy.
Just genuine, good human beings with big old, warm, juicy hearts.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I hope you all have a great rest of the day, and I'll catch you later.
All right.
Okay,
Thank
goodbye.
you, Swilly. Appreciate you. You know what? We're just going to leave it there. We have to get into the stories that didn't make the cut. And that is sponsored by Nation's Trucks.
Yeah.
Love our friends over there. Got the best trucks in town. And if you want a lifted truck, a work truck, a fancy truck, who knows? Whatever you're into, they've got it on the lot over there at Nation's Trucks. And, the beautiful thing is you can surf their inventory from the comfort of your own home. And you could do that now at nationstrucks.com. Miss Universe has been crowned. 2023 Miss Universe is Shenis Palacios for Nicaragua. She was the winner, and all the countries coming together. I saw them live streaming that for a little bit. I was like, I didn't know this was a thing that was on YouTube, but here we are. And
like the Miss
Nicaragua,
Universe pageant?
Yeah, that's what it is. The Miss Universe 2023, Nicaragua takes the crown.
Can't get a TV slot there?
No. I mean, it might have been televised, but some of the preliminaries were streamed on YouTube. A cargo ship has been hijacked in the Red Sea by Houthi rebels, the fighters out of Yemen, who have taken this Japanese cargo ship and held it hostage. That's right. That ship is based out of
Japan.
Ooh. A little while. 25 crew members are being held hostage. This is, of course, related to the Israel and Hamas back and forth that continues. An L.A. homeowner who fired on armed robbers has his concealed carry permit suspended. They said this guy who defended himself as somebody else was trying to rob him and shoot at him. He ended up pulling out his gun and shooting at them, but now they've taken away his concealed carry permit. They won't give out any reason why just yet. And finally, California's biggest pot distributor has collapsed. This was Herbal, Herbl, one of California's largest cannabis distribution companies. They said it was on the verge of collapse, and boom, all the way in it fell. $17 million in unpaid taxes for them.
That's what happened when Snoop Dogg stopped smoking.
Right.
Can't talk, but you know.
He wanted to get it out.
He's so close.
He's like, I got one.
That's what we deal with here.
It is. That's true. Very closely tied into the Snoop Dogg thing. But, of course, that, like everything else, just ended up being an advertisement. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
Mo, you got this today.
All right.
I believe in you. I know you got this. Today I Learned for a Monday, November 20th, 2023. Today I Learned sponsored by J. David Tax Law. Peace of mind is only a click or a phone call away. Today I Learned this show.
Our whole universe universe was in a hot
Big Bang.
That's right, Big Bang Theory. And all at the same time nailed that one.
Yeah.
The original female lead of the Big Bang Theory was a woman named Amanda Walsh. She was supposed to play a street-hardened, tough-as-nails woman with a vulnerable interior. And they said the character was changed and the role was recast because test audiences reacted negatively to the character. They thought she was too mean. That sucks for her because they wrote the character to be like tough as nails, and then when she does a good job acting it, they're like, nah.
She would have been so rich.
Yeah.
She's probably still mad.
Oh, yeah, and they were making, millions of dollars per episode toward the end of that show, I believe. Today I learned not everybody has two pinky toe joints. About 44% of you only have one joint on your pinky toe, and that's 55%
I have
of males.
6.
Damn, good for you.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I don't know about y'all.
C-Late has 6. It's a 1 percentile kind of thing. Today I learned this show right here.
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill is right. I love this description. After writers described the character that Tom Petty is going to play, they said Lucky would be Tom Petty without the success. And I think that so accurately describes what that character did in that show. It's one of my favorite characters. Well, let's see here. Today I learned there's a Grammy equivalent for people who make hold music. It's called the Marce Awards, M-A-R-C-E. They're known as the Holdies, in case you're in the industry.
If you win that, can you get a MEGOT?
I hope so. Today I learned this band.
Yeah! Beastie Boys.
That's right, the Beastie Boys. And Fight for Your Right was actually written as a parody of frat culture, and the band was upset that people took it at face value. I don't know if they were really upset. They made a lot of money off their music, including this song. Moses, thank you for hanging out with us.
Thanks for having me.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. And if you miss any of the show, get the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see you tomorrow.
But she still says no.